Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Adrian Flux Arena and the official first Speedway meeting of the British season here today. And we are celebrating the career of Nicolai Klindt, a career which actually dates back to 2008. In fact, slightly before that, as possible we'll hear a little bit later on, and a 4-team tournament marking 4 of the sides that he has, of course, represented through the course of his career. The SWINDON Robins, the Kildemand Stars, the POOLE Pirates and Wolverhampton Wolves. And certainly in 2 of those cases, great to see 2 team names back in Speedway with riders who have represented those sides and the team managers from when they last actually appeared in the leagues in Alun ROSSITER and Pete Adams overseeing those lineups as well. So it's a 4-team tournament, 16 heats of racing ahead. There's also an individual element as well towards the end of the meeting, and we're getting underway with the racing in around about half an hour from now. I'm Ian Brannan. Alongside me is a man who, well, treads very carefully around these parts of Norfolk, with him being, of course, the reigning champions of the Premiership, the Ipswich Witches. Richie Hawkins is with me. And, well, Richie, first of all, it's great to get some Speedway back again in the UK.
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Delighted to be here. Yeah, one of my favourite places to come in King's Lynn, and obviously we have a lot of happy memories here with lots of victories with Ipswich. But yeah, new role today for me.
Of course, Nicolai did represent the Ipswich Witches over the course of his career as well, so they're not represented here today, but 4 other teams are. And again, as we mentioned just before, they're great to see Roscoe back in the pits and Pete Adams. There's Nicolai having a look around the pits and doing the introductions and a watching brief, but obviously some riders here that we don't often see in the UK as well.
Yeah, some new riders back, and I think obviously a lot of the King's Lynn fans will be excited to see Mads back. Mads Korneliussen, it's been a long while since he's rode over here, so yeah, it'd be great to see him. And then Jakob Thorssell getting some laps in as well before the start of his season. That'll be a sort of another interesting one. And then obviously, you know, Brady KURTZ being here, world number 2, everyone's going to come out and watch him, so yeah, it should be a really good meeting.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the team lineups. We're about to get underway with a practice. They're all going to get a couple of minutes on the track each. Here are the SWINDON Robins. Jason Doyle will ride at number 1, along with Rasmus JENSEN, Peter Kildemand and Mads Korneliussen. So a bit of a range of eras for the SWINDON Robins fans here, but particularly those top 2 involved when Swindon were last at the tapes and winning silverware as well. And you yourself, of course, close friend with Jason Doyle. You're working with Doyle in the GPs this year as well.
Yeah, I know. I think we've got practice coming out here now. I think Doyle will be one of the first ones out. He's got a lot of equipment he wants to test. So, yeah, big year for him ahead. We'll going at the GPs again. I think he's got the wild card and sort of very appreciative of that and wants to make the most of it. But yeah, it'd be good to see Mads back, like I mentioned earlier. Peter's always excited, and Raz hasn't rode over here for a long time, but been going really well and starting to sort of really push on to being a GP rider himself. So yeah, exciting team, and I'm sure Roscoe will be delighted to be in there, back doing what he does best. And yeah, he'll have him fired up because I'm sure he'll be coming here to win.
Yeah, of course, these are his boys as well, as he said previously too. The King's Lynn Stars, Max Fricke, of course, a new signing for the King's Lynn Stars this year, effectively his home debut in King's Lynn Stars colours, along with Kvech, Niels, Kristian, Iversen and Chris Harris. So all Grand Prix riders of a certain era. Yeah,
they're pre-meeting favourites. Might be the first chance for King's Lynn to win something tonight for a while, or today for a while. But yeah, to sign Max Fricke, that's a big investment for them to have a big number 1. It's been a few years since King's Lynn have had that. Shows their intent for the new season, and they're going to go down as one of the favourites for the league. And yeah, be the team to watch today.
The regular team manager Rob LYON in charge of that King's Lynn Stars lineup. Let's move now on to the POOLE Pirates, and again, a hefty lineup. Of course, they've got the embarrassment of riches of riders to choose from for the Pirates, I suppose, but Brady KURTZ, the current world number 2, riding back in Pirates colours, along with Tom Brennan, Ben Cook and Louis Kerr. Neil Middleditch, of course, the team manager, and you can never rule POOLE out about any tournament with certainly a lineup like that as well.
Yeah, it's typical POOLE, really. It doesn't matter where they are, they're always going to be put the top side out. So yeah, obviously we spoke about Brady. I think Tom Brennan, the new Ipswich number 1. Ben Cook's coming back from injury last year, but he was obviously flying before then, and we know how good Louis can be round here. Louis can certainly be a track expert, so yeah, they'll be up there pushing King's Lynn.
The POOLE Pirates, and for one night only, the Wolverhampton Wolves are back at the tapes. Jakob Thorssell moves to number 1. Unfortunately, Freddie Lindgren had to pull out at short notice due to a family emergency. He's also missing the Peter Craven meeting tomorrow as well. So Jakob Thorssell takes the number 1 berth. Ryan Douglas at number 2, Sam Masters at number 3, and Jody SCOTT comes in at late notice. Of course, he does ride for Kings Lynn. He'll be the rising star for Kings Lynn this season as well. So great opportunity for him to ride among some pretty handy competition in a format and races that probably won't be facing as a rising star.
Yeah, first off, brilliant to see Wolves back, and hopefully we can see them back in a few years' time permanently, because it's a big loss without Wolverhampton, and yeah, brilliant historic speedway club. So yeah, hopefully Wolves, and Swindon, we can see them back racing soon. But yeah, good experience for Jody. He's very good round here. I've seen him beat some really good riders. So exciting team. Sam's always good wherever he goes. Dougie, I think, is in for a big year. Yeah, and so as well, it's great to see Jakob Thorssell over here racing as well.
And Pete Adams, of course, the team manager. Great to have Pete back in a stadium as well, because it's been a while. It's
been a while since Pete actually team managed my dad before I was born, so it's been around a long time.
He certainly has some miles on the clock, but great knowledge as well of the sport and a fascinating character. So the Swindon boys have been round and had a quick blast. The Kings Lynn riders now heading out on track, and there we see Bomber taking to this Adrian Flux Arena. Just to update you on what's going to be going on here, they're having 2 minutes to do free practice, really, just to get a feel of things, and then the first heat proper as such is scheduled for bang on 3 o'clock. So there is Bomber in action doing his thing, of course, back in Stars colours, and well, he certainly knows the way around, and conditions, if they do get a bit wet later on, probably will favour Bomber.
They'll certainly suit him. Bomber, one of my favourite ever speedway riders, certainly my favourite GP rider. Always a joy to watch. So yeah, and one of my favourite guys to book as a guest. We've got Jan Kvech going around there. I was with him last week actually. He was out in Italy practicing when we were out there and won the meeting out there. So yeah, he's another one in for a big year. I think missing the GPs this year could really help him now, and he'll push on to get back in them for next year.
Yeah, and that's Jakob Thorssell. I think it's. Or is that?
Which
that's
one?
Going to be,
that's Jan.
That's Jan Kvech, isn't it? Yeah.
It's going to be
I was
going
to say, Jakob Thorssell's on a Sam Masters bike when he comes out, isn't he? So that's one to watch out for you. It's easy to get the two confused on that one. They're riding each other's machines.
Jakob's on Sam Masters bike. Mads Korneliussen's riding one of Niels' bikes, and I think Rasmus JENSEN's riding one of Peter's Kildemand's bikes. So yeah, we're not going to be able to tell the rider by the bike covers today.
The POOLE Pirates getting ready to have their little practice. There's Brady KURTZ, of course, Neil Middleditch in the background there. And I mean, Brady KURTZ, of course, initially came over to Somerset, I think, in the first instance, wasn't it? And then POOLE taking that step up, and of course, ready for another big season. Can he go one better than Bartosz in 2026 is the question. All eyes are on him.
Yeah, it's a little bit different for him coming into this year. Like the GPs last year, he was a bit maybe unknown on the GP scene, and no one knew what to expect, and he took it to Bartosz, and it was brilliant to watch last year. Great to see someone take it to him like that and win all them GPs, and yeah, he's got now expectation on his shoulders, and we'll see how he handles that.
It's a different sort of pressure though, isn't it? I think obviously every rider who's in the Grand Prix who has some success, as you say, he went in there with, we all knew he was a good rider, but there was no expectation. He could have just snuck in the top, even in the top 10, and maybe looked at getting a wild card and put a decent performance in. But obviously, got off to a fairly decent start. Had he got on to a slightly better start, who knows where that would have ended up as well, because it was obviously as close as it gets at the end of it in the final meeting. Yeah,
but he certainly showed he can handle the pressure, because he didn't drop off at the end of the season. If anything, he just kept up in his performance. So, yeah, going into this year, it'll be certainly one to watch out for.
Is that Tom Brennan's signature there? Because it looks like he's drawn a rabbit on it. There you go. It's like just the first. It's like he started to draw a rabbit, didn't have time, had to go out for the practice. So maybe he's going to complete the drawing later on. But Tom, maybe a rider who like Brady, maybe a year or so behind him, that he's getting better and better. Obviously, one of your riders from Ipswich, and that progression we've seen year on year, and he now has to be looking at SEC qualification, at Grand Prix qualifiers and things like that over the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's time. He did a little bit of sec last year. If he can start looking at getting in the sec now for him, yeah, and in GP qualifiers. Tom's, for me, our next in Britain, our next GP rider, and he's certainly capable of going all the way. He's talented enough, dedicated enough. So, yeah, I would. In the next few years, I'd love to see him up there pushing for a world title. You know, he's certainly capable of it, and having worked with him for a whole year, I can see that he's got the dedication, and you know, if things fall his way as well, you also need a little bit of luck to go with everything and steer clear of injuries. But yeah, he's certainly got everything he needs to push on and be a real top rider.
So Tom Brennan leads out the POOLE Pirates, who come out for their little practice now. They've just done a little bit of brief bit of track work there. Ben Cook pulling a wheelie down the back straight. Ben Cook, another rider to watch, really. Had a disappointing season through injury last year, and then illness struck him down in the Australian Championships as well. But when he's on it, he made a big impression in Extra League when he first went over in Poland as well, and he's looking for a better season this year as well.
Yeah, it was just a year ruined by injury, which does happen. That was a terrible practice start there from Tom Brennan. But hopefully he does better than them in the meeting. But yeah, if he can get back going, Ben, to where he was, progress to sort of before last year, where these happen. Sometimes you have years where you have bad injuries, and I know the injury he had, I've done it myself, and it's not a simple break of the wrist. It was a really bad break of the wrist, so it takes a bit of coming back from, and if he can get back going this year, then yeah, he was pushing on really in the right direction before that.
And Louis Kerr, of course, representing the POOLE Pirates today, but a local lad, and knows this track as well as anybody, really, doesn't he? And again, another rider who, a bit like Nicolai, has represented a number of clubs across British Speedway, and obviously a big servant to British Speedway and the King's Lynn Stars as well. Yeah,
he's obviously very local to here, and flies around here. I know he come and had a guest booking last year, and he scored a lot of points. And he's I think he's happy. I was just talking to Louis, and he's happy at the moment, just doing Championship Speedway and a bit of work. But I'm sure if anyone has the opportunity to give him a guest booking round here during the year, they will do.
Yeah, he's certainly handily positioned for that late notice call. And there's Brady KURTZ having a couple of laps here just to test out the conditions, and this is all about just getting a feel for the track, isn't it, and just making sure you've got the right gear on, get more out of it than just a practice start.
Yeah, as this is the first one of the year, I mean, a lot of the boys, the English bikes, they'll have new chains and frames, clutches, and everything needs to bed in at the start of the season, so to get these laps, it's vital for them. It'll make the mechanics' life a little bit easier than doing it during the meeting, where everything's going to move as soon as they do a practice start. So that'll give them a good chance to get everything a little bit bedded in, and then hopefully we don't need to have too much messing about before their first race.
So the POOLE Pirates complete their practice starts, and we saw the Wolverhampton Wolves and Jakob Thorssell ready to come out and have their little blast around, and then we will be getting underway. They're going to do after this the parades, and then straight into action is the plan. There is a threat of some rain coming in, and so what they want to do is get the meeting through as quickly as possible, but obviously make it as entertaining as possible as well at the same time, but try not to get the end spoiled, because I think later on, around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, it might get pretty wet. So here we go then with some practice laps, and heading out on track there's Jody SCOTT. I know Jody Scott's not represented Wolves, obviously, because prior his time, but this is going to be good experience for him, isn't it?
Yeah, local lad, so yeah, he's got the call-up, but he's King's Lynn rider as well, so he knows his way around here, and there shouldn't be anyone to fear him. He's a very talented rider, had a good year last year, really progressed, so he's got to get used to racing against the big boys, and he's going to start the season off as it's going to go all year for him, and a bit of grip there from Jakob, but yeah, all the boys getting some laps in, and that'll all set them down so they're ready to go for the first heat.
Okay, so there's Ryan Douglas just coming round as well. Good to see him back in Wolves colours too, and obviously it's a fairly recent memory for Wolves fans, but I know a lot of Wolves fans have made the journey across. Porky, the centre green announcer there, is on the job here as well, so for the Wolves fans who made the journey, it's going to be a familiar lineup.
Yeah, he'll certainly provide some entertainment as well. Corky's very good at his job and gets everyone going. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Wolves get on really. And Pete obviously back in charge, and I see he was there with his son Chris, was at Birmingham last year doing his team managing. So hopefully he'll carry on this year as well.
And it could be a big season for Dougie. He's just been getting better and better, hasn't he, over the last few years as well. But we talked about Tom, but Dougie, maybe slightly older, of course, but putting some decent performances in. Yeah,
another guy I really rate Dougie. He stepped up last year. I think working with Dave Howe's made a big difference with Dougie. I think it's been great for him and really helped him push on. And Dave's a lot of knowledge there.
So the riders heading back into the pits then. That's the practice complete. We're getting underway with the racing at 3 o'clock, so a bit of a parade on the way shortly while they get sorted for that. Let's get down to the pits and we can speak to Rory Schlein.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, I'm down here in the pits at the minute, and to be fair, it's pretty busy, to be fair, with all the riders having practice. And I've got a guy who I really want to talk to, because he missed out by 1 point last year of winning the World Championship. So I want to get a quick chat with Brady. Just been out for a practice. How do you feel?
Perfect. Start of the new year, straight to Lynn. Track's actually beautiful. So, we're all happy to be here.
Yeah. Buster normally puts on a nice track at the beginning of the year, makes it a little bit slicker for everyone. Obviously, stretching the muscles out. But you looked okay. Track obviously put a bit of water on there for you when you went out.
Yeah, you got to work around that. You got to not let that worry you. No, it was all good. I think it's actually going to be nice. Might actually see some good racing.
These meetings are good. Obviously, you can stretch your arms out, test the bikes, obviously, new kit, stuff like that. Have you done any riding since, any warm-ups?
I've had a few laps in secret.
Abroad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, not in England. Yeah, we had press day at Bellevue a few days ago. So, we're all set to go. You don't forget how to do it.
Good. So, thinking to go one step better this year in the Grand Prix?
Maybe with a bit of your guidance.
I'll keep messaging you before the meetings. Thanks, Brady. So, yeah, we'll just have a walk down here. I want to speak to one of Nicolai's old team managers, if he's is one of them. Midley, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Rory.
I think we've spoken enough already, haven't we? Yeah. Watch the boys go out, enjoying it?
Yeah, no, track looks good actually. Normally a bit grippy here, but I think they don't want too grippy for the first meeting, do they? So yeah, no, they all look quick on their own, don't they?
Yeah. I was just saying to Brady, Buster always puts on a nice slick track at the beginning of the year, make it easy for the lads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's renowned for that, isn't he?
Yeah, obviously Nicolai rode for you, down at Poole for a few years. Enjoyed the time when he was there?
Yeah, no, Nicolai's good. He's typical Dane, isn't he? Ultra professional, equipment's good, setup's good, very professional. Unfortunately, as we know, got a few injuries over the seasons, but he came back, helped us win the league, cup time. So yeah, no, I'm really pleased for today. He's got a good crowd here, good lineup, and hopefully we'll see a good meeting.
Yeah. 21 years. You wouldn't believe it. He's been around for 21 years.
No, I know. He looks about 50, doesn't he?
The hairline, maybe.
Yeah, I think, same as mine. But yeah, no, he's been a great servant to British Speedway, and I think, maybe a little bit overlooked by sometimes, but he's always been there. He's a good team man, solid, you always give 100%. Yeah.
Well, a fantastic gator, in my opinion, over the years, for sure.
Yeah, he could gate, that's for sure. He could. That was certainly had that in his locker.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Midlo. Right, enjoy the rest of the day. And here's another one of Nicolai's chiefs, Mr. Adams. How are you? You good? You're live. Yeah, so no swearing.
I'm still breathing.
Still breathing.
I'm alive.
Haven't seen you for a couple of years, obviously, since Wolves were no more, but you're still keeping tabs on all the boys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 3 of them live in my village, so can't get rid of them.
I hear there's a curry night planned out for next week. Are you going?
No.
What a letdown. But let's talk about Nicolai. Obviously, he rode for you for a few years, and obviously great times with him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a unfulfilled career, I would say. When he first came, he was looked like a world beater, but he's never sort of kicked on, into that true international sort of status. But I think a lot of that is to do with the injuries he's had. He must have knocked his confidence over the years, because he's had some bad ones, but a great guy, and it's great to see so many people here for him.
Yeah, Nicolai was always that kind of guy that when he was on song, he could just beat anyone on the day. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know, if you look at meetings where he managed to win one race and did very little else, that race time will be the fastest of the meeting. I don't think I've ever seen anybody overtake Nicolai Klindt, because when he gets fresh air around him, he's so bloody fast. But as I say, he would follow that race, you know, with a last place or a third place, and there was no top-level consistency for him, which I think has always held him back.
Yeah, always professional. And and as you said, obviously a good turnout today. Hopefully the weather holds off and we can have a good night.
Yeah, I nearly couldn't get on the car park, so having come all this way, I nearly had to go straight back home.
It's not like you to be late, P, is it?
I went late, but no, it's a very good crowd, so it's great to see.
Thanks for talking to us, Pete. No worries. Well, I'll have a bit of a wander later on and we'll hopefully catch up with some more riders later. Back to you, Ian.
Yeah, cheers, Rory. He'll be keeping us up to date with everything happening in the pits through the course of the meeting, and getting microphones stuck under people's helmets and seeing what it can find. But great to hear from Pete Adams, and certainly riders that he will know, because of course he's been there for such a long time at Wolves, back since the early 80s or so. So all of these riders are riders that rode under his tenure there. So welcome to this live stream, Nicolai Klindt's testimonial from Kings Lynn, and we're getting underway with the racing in just less than 10 minutes. We've got a parade imminently. There is a rider who's coming at short notice, Jody SCOTT, who was at the Red Car Bears press day yesterday and got the phone call, and he was willing and able, but obviously locally based as well, and but today representing the Wolverhampton Wolves, and heading out there on track with some legends of the various clubs in action here today. Ben Cook could qualify for two of them, of course, with the Kings Lynn Stars this year, but back in Pirates colours once again, and popular rider there, getting some autographs as well. And it's a funny one here, isn't it? Because if you're a rider or a team manager and you want to see the action from the pits, you're sort of right in the thick of it with the crowd on that first bend. Yeah,
and they can certainly give you a little bit of stick when you stand up there if you've upset a few of them.
Has that ever happened? That doesn't sound true.
I've got lots of friends here at Kings Lynn. It's okay.
We were up on the Royal Box here today, though, for where we're commentating. So you could address the masses.
Best view of the house, I think. Here's Roscoe giving his team talk.
Yeah, Alun ROSSITER is back in Speedway, if for one night only, and great to see the SWINDON Robins name back as well, as it is with Wolves. But Swindon, of course, still battling for their future in the long term, whether that's going to be at their former home or somewhere new. But good to see the well-known names back again, and of course, which is, as you'll obviously be aware, had big battles, of course, over the years with all these names, legendary team names of British Speedway.
Yeah, brilliant to see Swindon this week. There was planning application all turned down and fully turned down, as there have been at other tracks like Peterborough. You know, the fight goes on to bring these teams back and have sort of justice done, really, because they shouldn't be all taking away all the stadiums and building houses everywhere. So yeah, the fight goes on.
And Ipswich, of course, in new hands as well. You're obviously not involved now. Must feel a bit strange looking at on the sort of the cusp of the season and things being quite a bit different. You're not in that regular team environment yourself and Chris Louis, and seeing that name obviously thankfully still there and in good hands, but in someone else's hands.
Yeah, and I wish them all the best, and I hope it's a great success, and it can be still, and they can keep the ball rolling on from last year. And Ipswich has been buzzing. It's a proper Speedway town. There's a lot of Ipswich fans here today, as they always come to Kings Lynn. So yeah, for them, we've got a decent team still. It's hard to build a team after you've won the league, and it's hard to build a team at sort of later notice. But yeah, I think it's another solid team. I mean, to be fair, the league looks very close for me throughout the 6 teams. I don't think the last few years I could have picked the 4 teams and known which 4s are going to be in the playoffs. So this year it's a lot more difficult, and then we'll see what Northampton come up with. And great to see a new club come in as well. I know Buster's doing a lot of work there and getting that place ready. So yeah, hopefully it's all good.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be one to watch. And let's have a look at the stats of the man we just saw in your picture there, Nicolai Klindt. Here's the tail of the tape of where he's ridden. And actually, when you look at it, in the first few years, he was fairly steady away and a Wolverhampton stalwart, apart from that season at Swindon there in 2011, and then Kings Lynn. And over the time, though, he has ridden, of course, in both leagues, in the Championship and the Premiership, obviously mainly in the Premiership, but we know the 4 teams being represented here today, but also he's ridden in Peterborough colours, in Leicester, Oxford, and then in the Premier League or the Championship, as is now Scunny, Sheffield, Workington, that 2018 team that won everything, of course, that season, and then the club shut down, and of course last year with the Plymouth Gladiators. So it's a fair old geographic spread. Yeah,
he's certainly been around, but you can see consistency there in the averages. I think if you look at it, you can see a few years in the 2012, 2013, where he's had some injuries that sort of slowed him down a little bit. But yeah, he's proper stalwart, British Speedway, always backed us and always been over here racing, and been a great servant for lots of clubs. I know once we did have him at Ipswich, but unfortunately that was the COVID year and we never got to work together, and ultra professional and would have fitted in really well at our club, and someone I'd have liked to work with, and unfortunately we got to press day and nowhere else.
Yeah, that was an interesting season. I was listening back, I did an interview with him that season, and that was before the season never got off the ground. We were speaking at that point, and it's interesting you mentioned that, because I was listening to this and he was saying about how he was going to be riding for Ipswich, and I thought, I don't ever recall seeing him in an Ipswich suit. Yeah. And that was it, and it was the season that never was in the end, wasn't it? 2021?
Yeah, it was a big shame because we'd had a great year the year before, just coming up, and I think Nicolai would have fitted in really well. I mean, he was a former track record holder at Vauxhall as well, so yeah, obviously goes very well around our place, and scored a lot of points there last year against us, unfortunately.
So we're getting underway soon. If you're watching this and you're wanting to get on full screen, I know 1 or 2 people having 1 or 2 issues. We have a fix. Hurrah! Use Player B. When you sign into the website, you've got an option of players that you can watch it from. Use Player B, right? B. And then that will give you that one's working for the full screen. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little box you can click, and fingers crossed at least. It's working for us. I can't vouch for you, but it's working for us. So that's all we can say. But Player B is the one to go on if you want it on full screen. If you want it on a nice small screen, then hey, stick where you are. That's our advice from this end, from the technical front. So riders getting ready now to head out on parades in just a couple of minutes, and then straight into the action. And it's going to be over 16 heats. So it's 16 qualifying heats. Heat number 16 is a big one. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Freddie Lindgren in it, but it is the number ones of each side. So it'll be Jason Doyle, Max Fricke, Brady KURTZ, and Jakob Thorssell in that one. So bit of a flavour of GP action almost there, Richie, in Heat 16 later on.
Yeah, and they should all be, by Heat Week 16, they should all be dialed in by then and have their setups going, and track should be settled down as well nicely, and it could be a cracking race.
Tell us about, as you were talking about, Doyle there has brought a few things to try out. These meetings at the start of the season. We've obviously got the Peter Craven tomorrow. We've got the Ben Fun meeting coming up in a couple of weeks. On that front, for the riders, it is an opportunity for them, without, obviously, with the greatest respect, they want to do as well as they can in the meeting, but it is an opportunity to maybe try a few things that you wouldn't risk in a regular meeting.
Yeah, that's that. We're here to put on a show at the end of the day, and it's they'll be doing that, and they'll be trying different things out. Maybe they can get a little idea in race conditions rather than just practicing maybe on your own in Poland or if you can get anywhere over here. So yeah, they'll probably try a few different setups, see if anything works or doesn't work, and getting all the equipment bedded in, because most of them will be on new equipment or certainly new parts in there. So yeah, get it all bedded in and get ready for the season.
Yeah, and practicing, obviously, as you mentioned, it's not race conditions. You're not going from the tapes. Often it's a rolling start, and you're putting the laps in and having an average over the times. But obviously, different things happen when you've got riders in front of you and a bit of traffic on that first bend. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, you can put as much practice in as you want, but nothing beats race conditions and racing. And they're all racers. They want to race your speedway bike. That's why you're doing the job. You're not sort of doing it to ride around on your own. So yeah, there's nothing beats racing.
So everyone's heading out onto the track now for the parades. ahead of the start of this meeting for Nicolai Klindt's testimonial. He was actually due to have a testimonial last year, but he deferred that because Niels Kristian Iversen was having his, and so we a bit of Danish hierarchy going on, and Niels had his meeting instead. So this is kind of a delayed testimonial, really. It's not his testimonial year, but it is the event happening now, and there we see the man down on the gate there, coordinating everything. I think he's having a different taste of life being a promoter, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a bit more stressful. Very stressful. For any speedo rider, I think this is the most stressful day of their career when they're doing their testimonial.
I think he will be very thankful that he didn't agree to ride.
Yeah, there's two ways. Some people desperately want to, but I mean, I've done plenty of testimonials where the guy don't ride, and you've got so much to organise and look after, especially when a day like today where you're a bit worried about the weather. But yeah, he's had a real strong lineup, good, which shows what people think of him to get a strong lineup out, and yeah, a lot of people coming in still. So hopefully the weather stays good for us, and we can have a really good day for him, because after this many years racing over here and in this country, and he deserves that.
I think he was almost in Wolves' colours as well, though, when Freddie pulled out and they were struggling to get a replacement. I think that was the break glass in emergency approach. Yeah. But Jody SCOTT there managed to save him. So the team lineups then, once again, we can see the riders on parade there. The Swindon Robins, represented by Jason Doyle, Rasmus JENSEN, Peter Kildemand and Mads Korneliussen. The King's Lynn Stars, they will be... Swindon will always be in the red helmet colour, by the way, just to point that out. The King's Lynn Stars will always be in blue, and that's Max Fricke, Jan Kvech, Niels Kristian Iversen and Chris Harris. The POOLE Pirates will be in white, and that's Brady KURTZ, Tom Brennan, Ben Cook and Louis Kerr. And Wolves will be in yellow, and that's going to be Jakob Thorssell, Ryan Douglas, Sam Masters and Jody SCOTT. And the helmet colours representing really the colour that team might be best known for as much as possible. So I think Nicolai was saying it, the tradition for these things, the home team would usually be in red, but that's not happening in this one. King's Lynn going to be in blue just because King's Lynn are not a red team and Swindon are, so they've just juggled it around just to make it a bit easier on the eye, a bit easier for us to recognise them as well, Richie, when they're flying around the track. So
yeah, certainly a conscious effort, and yeah, good idea.
So there's the team photo.
And that'd be great for the youngsters. You know, we've got 4 250cc British youngsters out there, and that'd be a good experience for them. And just to be in the pits and seeing how the top boys like Brady work, they can learn a lot today.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of experience in that rank as well. And as you say, we're going to have these 250cc races. We've got Finlay Theobald, Archie Rolfe, Demi Blue Harris, and Kane Newby. Going to be out on track, and Demi Blue Harris, female rider as well, does a lot of laps at Ipswich, and she won one of the European Championships as well, didn't she, over the course of last year?
Yeah, Demi was brilliant. I believe she's not here. We've got a team.
She's not here.
She's
right.
not here. Yeah, I haven't seen her. So yeah, we've got one change there to that. But yeah, Demi was brilliant at Ipswich. She can really ride really well. So yeah, shame not to see her, because I'd like to catch up with her and see how she's getting on over the winter.
Andy, our director, has been working on all the graphics. Just slid under the table at the news. The graphics going to be all to cock now.
We can just pretend it's.
Don't worry, we'll just say we can just pretend whoever it is under the helmet as far as the graphics are concerned. So we're about to get underway with heat number 1. We're going to get straight underway and get things moving here. And we'll hopefully have some good racing. Let's say the first official meeting. Some of these riders, of course, including Bomber, will be in action tomorrow. The Peter Craven Memorial will be meeting number 2 at the National Speedway Stadium tomorrow night. So if you're in the area, get down and take that one in as well, because that'll be another big night. Of course, features a 6-rider final, that one as well. Something different. If you've never seen that before, that is quite a sight, seeing 6 riders all heading for the first bend. And that man there has been part of that arrangement, I think, in the past. Max Fricke.
Always a brilliant race that at Bellevue. We can do it with the 6 riders final. I'll be there tomorrow night as well. So yeah, first time I've been to the actual meeting, and we'll see it in person. So yeah, and hopefully I've got a couple of boys in the meeting as well, because we've got both my riders for this year. Doyle and Adam Ellis are both competing. So yeah, it'd be nice to see them both make the final.
Didn't Doyle get a footrest through his spokes last year. Or was that the year before?
1 year. He's won it a few times, and which is great to see around Bellevue because his form can be a bit up and down around there. But for people like Max and Doyle as well, who aren't going to, or Doyle especially, who's not going to be racing at Bellevue much this year before the double GP there. Valuable laps for him and in race conditions.
So riders heading out on track, and if you've not seen a 4-team tournament before, it's you're about to see one, because basically a representative of each team in every race, and there are the 4 teams at the top: the Swindon Robins, the Kings Lynn Stars, the POOLE Pirates, and the Wolverhampton Wolves battling it out, and one of those teams will be the winners. There's also an individual element to the tournament as well. There's a last chance seat, there's a grand final, so individual scores are also taken into account for the end of the meeting as well. So there is a team element, but there's also an individual element later on. Lots to watch out for. And there's a mechanics race after the 3rd block of heats, where the riders will have to push their own bike off from the tapes, ride a lap, and then pull up on the back straight. The mechanics then will flip the back wheel round, and then they get back on the bike and finish the race.
Yeah, something different, and it will be interesting to see, and the pressure's on the mechanic there.
The lowest scoring riders after the 3rd block of heats will be the riders taking part in that. Here's your lineup for heat number 1 with Wolverhampton skips, and from gate number 1 in white is Louis Kerr for the POOLE Pirates. For the Kings Lynn Stars, it's Max Fricke in blue. In red from gate number 3 for the Swindon Robins, it's Mads Korneliussen, and off the outside in yellow, Ryan Douglas for the Wolverhampton Wolves. Heat number 1, they're not being strict on the 2-minute timer at the start here, so there is a bit of flexibility in the usual rules. It is a testimonial after all. It's not the world final. Here we go then, the first heat of 2026 in the UK. And away from the gate we go. A bit of a disastrous start there for the Pirates, and Louis Kerr getting away pretty slowly. Out front though, it's Max Fricke, the new signing for the Kings Lynn Stars, making headway on his first lap and being chased down at the moment by the rider in red there, Mads Korneliussen, very much in the mix.
Mads Korneliussen, he hasn't raced, he was telling me, for 6 years. What a start he made straight away. Right over the curve there. But yeah, he's holding off Dougie at the moment. Dougie's trying everything to get past him now. Nearly runs in his back wheel. Louis Kerr buzzing around the inside.
Mads Korneliussen will be getting signed up if he carries this on. Ryan Douglas now trying to cut up the inside of Mads Korneliussen, holding firm with that inside line, and makes his move through cleanly there into 2nd place and to put the Wolves in 2nd position. But Max Fricke going well out front into the final lap.
Yeah, Max looking his superb best here. Brilliant start, got fresh air. But Mads is holding on to 3rd place at the moment in front of Louis.
Louis trying to close that gap into the final turn. It's going to be won though by the rider in blue, Max Fricke for the Kings Lynn Stars. Opens his Kings Lynn account as such with a win there in that opening heat. And Ryan Douglas getting the better eventually of Mads Korneliussen. But a win for the rider in blue. Well done to Max Fricke, and that's one way to ingratiate yourself to the new fans of your new team. And they make their way in. So it's a win for the Kings Lynn Stars. Move on to 3 points. Wolves with 2. 1 point for the Swindon Robins and 0 for the POOLE Pirates so far is how things are looking after heat number 1. On to heat number 2 straight away. And in this one we'll see Peter Kildemand, Jan Kvech, Ben Cook, and Jody... you'd be Jakob Thorssell actually, not Jody Scott. Jakob Thorssell out in this one for his opening rides. But early on the Pirates want to need to get some points on the board still.
Yeah, well I think Jan Kvech's probably the one to watch out for. He's already got a meeting under his belt, so he's already had that been from the tape sort of 5 or 6 times already last weekend in a meeting in Italy, and so he's got a slight advantage over everyone else.
And there we see Ben Cook coming off the outside. Did pretty well in the meetings he rode in Australia in the Aussie Championships. He was going well, sort of just outside the top 3 with like Rowan Tungate and Jack Holder and Jamin Lidsey were the riders on the podium, but he was making the semi-finals, and then he had this bout of illness and missed a round, and when it's over 4 rounds, that was really game over, unfortunately for him there. But had a good winter, and I think obviously looking forward to trying to get through this season now and avoiding the injuries of last year. But here's heat number 2 with a Speedway start, and off the insides, the early pace setters after that opening heat. Jan Kvech comes from gate number 1 in blue for the Stars. Gate number 2 in red is Peter Kildemand for the Swindon Robins. Gate 3 is Jakob Thorssell and Ben Cook from gate number 4. The run to the first corner there, and once again it's the Kings Lynn Stars making a decent start. Jan Kvech out there early on, pressure from Jakob Thorssell round the outside, and Thorssell moves through into the lead. Kvech in second place, Ben Cook's in third.
Brilliant move on the first bend from Jakob Thorssell, caught Jan Kvech. He was not expecting him to come around the outside. I think that's Peter Kildemand in third, trying to chase Jan down now, but Ben's plugging around the inside. May well nip through here.
Yeah, certainly there's a move to be made there from Ben Cook, trying to nip up the inside. Once again, can't quite make it stick over Peter Kildemand there in red. The lead, though, remains with Jakob Thorssell into the final lap, and Wolves looking for their first win of the afternoon.
Yeah, I think Peter Kildamand's kind of blocked off Ben's move now. We're going to settle down and finish this way.
Round for the final time, and Jakob Thorssell had to work for it. Takes the checkered flag in heat number 2, and a win for the Wolves. Second place was the rider in blue there, Jan Kvech. Peter Kildemand holding on to third place. So Medlow's going to have a team talk early doors here as things go, Richie, because the Pirates are struggling off those opening 2 heats, but Wolves very much in the game. Joint leaders after 2 heats with the Kings Lynn Stars.
I'm sure Brady KURTZ coming out in the next one will sort it out for Poole.
Let's have a look back at the start of that once again, and keep an eye on the rider in yellow.
That's a brilliant move. He's took a little bit dirt early and got round him. So, yeah, he's hopefully all the other boys are watching that and know they can use the outside line early doors.
Yeah, different lines will open up as the meeting goes on and as the dirt turns over, particularly on the bends.
Yeah, it's always well prepared here. Buster can do what he wants, and it looks like it's going to produce some good racing.
So, time to see Chris Harris for the first time up against Brady KURTZ, Sam Masters, Rasmus JENSEN out in this one. So, a handy-looking lineup. The Pirates, though, will be looking for some points from Brady KURTZ here, the current world number 2, as the Pirates have it all to do so far on yet to score after the opening 2 heats. Still a long way to go yet, though. It's over 16 heats. And riders coming down to the tapes now for this third heat here at the Adrian Flux Arena. It's Rasmus JENSEN in red from gate number 1 for the Swindon Robins. Brady KURTZ for the Pirates in white from gate 2. Gate 3 in blue is Chris Harris for the Kings Lynn Stars. And from the outside in yellow is Sam Masters for Wolves. Heat number 3. And, well, there's a rider, if you're going to look for entertainment, you know that Bomber is usually going to deliver it. Away from the tapes, and well, talk about Bomber Harris, is Trapper Harris there. Unbelievable gate from Chris Harris, who makes the start, and he's pulling away down the back straight, but Sam Masters closing in on Bomber, trying to get something out of that outside line, giving Bomber a bit of his own medicine.
Yeah, Sam Masters using the Chris Bomber Harris line there, but maybe Bomber's shocked he made such a good start, because we don't see that many out of him. But yeah, Brady in third now is going to try and hunt down Bomber, but he's going to struggle on the inside with Chris on his favourite line.
Yeah, things are working on the outside line, but yeah, Sam Masters very much going the Bomber route. Brady KURTZ is trying to reel in Chris Harris here, who's going well and now getting even deeper into the dirt here and trying to throw the gauntlet down to Sam Masters in the final lap.
He's going to try and line up a big blast down his back straight and a classic Bomber dive bomb, but I don't think he's quite got enough speed.
Into the final bend, Sam Masters versus Chris Harris. Chris Harris going deep here. The run to the line is going to be close indeed. Whoa, I tell you what, not much in that.
I think Sam's just held on there.
I think Sam got it, but
we will see.
Yeah, we will see in a few moments. But I think, personally, Sam Masters got that. Certainly the fans seem to think that. But yeah, close finish. Let's have a look back at the run to the line here in slow-mo, see if we can get a bit more of an opinion. Yeah.
Oh, Bomber needed another lap, but we'll see which way the ref gives it.
Close finish. They're just doing the result now in the stadium. Sam Masters confirmed as the winner, so Sam Masters the winner of that. Chris Harris was second, Brady KURTZ would be third, and Rasmus JENSEN fourth in that one. So on to our fourth heat now. And we'll see Jody SCOTT down at the tapes for his opening rides, replacing Freddie Lindgren, who unfortunately at short notice family emergency meant he's had to pull out of this meeting and the Peter Craven meeting for tomorrow. Here's the lineup for heat number 4, sponsored by Chris Kane, and it is Niels Kristian Iversen in blue from gate number 1, Jason Doyle in red, gate number 2 for the Swindon Robins, Jakob Thorssell, actually no, it's not Jakob Thorssell, it is Jody SCOTT, of course, they've switched around. Jody SCOTT from gate number 3, and off the outside in white is Tom Brennan for the POOLE Pirates. Heat number 4, the Pirates and the Robins are the ones that need to get some points on the board. We've got a bit of drizzle in the air at the moment. But, otherwise all right. Just waiting for Niels Kristian Iversen and Jody SCOTT to come down to the tapes here, and here we go now for our fourth heat in Nicolai Klindt's testimonial. And away from the start into that first corner, it is a good start there from Tom Brennan in white for the POOLE Pirates, making the early lead ahead of Jason Doyle, clamping down that inside line. Jason Doyle now trying to go drift a little bit wider, but as is Tom Brennan, opens the door for Doyle here, but Tom Brennan's still got the speed.
Yeah, brilliant start from Tom. Unfortunately, Niels was packed up on the line. Jason's trying to chase him down, but he was really twitchy at the start, maybe a few nerves at the start of the season, but Tom keeps riding this high line the way he's pulling away from Doyle.
Yeah, Tom Brennan looking comfortable here in this one, out front ahead of Jason Doyle. Third place is Jody SCOTT. He's going to get a point on his opening rides in this one, as long as he stays on board into the final lap, but the Pirates looking for 3 points.
They certainly need it, so yeah, I'll be very happy with Tom here. He's riding. He looks superb when he's out in front. He's got a lovely style. He's got the fluorescent boots shining.
Keeping them clean as well out front, taking the checkered flag. A win for the POOLE Pirates, and Tom Brennan in white, second place for the Swindon Robins. Jason Doyle, whose steel shoe is hanging off.
Lost his steel shoe.
And Jody SCOTT third. Yeah, that needs tightening up.
Yeah, well, I thought he'd learned how to put it on by now, but maybe he forgot over the winter. But you see him on the start here, he's twitching, Jason, and doesn't help him. Tom makes a flyer off a 4, and Niels unfortunately has a bike problem. Yeah,
unfortunate there for Niels Kristian Iversen on the start line there, but Tom Brennan getting his work done, making that start and getting the better of Jason Doyle. And it means 3 points for the POOLE Pirates. And as you said, Richie, they needed them at that point because they were starting to get left behind a bit. And that heat's sort of evened things out quite well, actually, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah, you know, there's a long way to go yet, but you don't want to get tailed off too far too early doors. So, yeah, POOLE will pull themselves back in it. And Wolves, how well are Wolves doing? Great start to the meeting for them.
Yeah, Wolves have probably been the, not the surprise package as such, but they've been a strong start through the course of the early part of the meeting. So a bit of a pause in proceedings now between this block of heats. Let's head down to the pits and see what's going on down there with Rory Schlein.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, well, I've got a guy who's been, sat on the couch, for 7 years?
6 or 7 years.
6, 7 years, and you come out and start like that and get one. Well, you nearly got over a GP rider.
I was scared. I had to get out of the way. You know how it is. You can always make a start, but I was running out of steam by lap 2. So but it was nice to get the first one out of the way, and it's all about fun today. But yeah, I didn't want to go home with 0 points, and now I'm secure. It's all good.
No ducks. No Audi.
No, we've done well, and now I'm out again.
No worries, mate. Thanks, mate. We'll try and get a bit of an update. What happened to Niels' bike real quick. We'll just go over. Niels, what happened there, mate? Did anything go wrong?
Yeah, the connection between the coil and yeah. So that
technical difficulties.
Yeah. Start up properly.
Yeah. Plug it back in. We'll be good to go again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Cheers, Niels. Thanks, mate. Back up to you, Ian.
Yeah, cheers, Rory, and quite a bit of action going on there in the pits, and the riders now looking to come straight back out once again because obviously with the weather in mind, looking to get the meeting underway once again after a brief break. Looking at gate stats, I know it's fairly early doors at the moment, but gate 4 has probably been the premium one in the early part of the meeting.
Yeah, I think the boys can get to that dirt line that's there already quick and make the move, so they're not necessarily in the first bend first, they can get there coming out the second bend, which was the main thing that matters. So yeah, busy start for young Jody SCOTT. He's coming late and now he's got back-to-back rides, so yeah, his mechanic Richard will be working hard in the pits. I'm sure he's got a sweat on.
Okay, on to heat number 5. Wolves ahead after the first block of heats. 9 points to Wolves, 7 for the King's Lynn Stars. Poole and Swindon on 4 points apiece as we come back down to the tapes now for heat number 5. And decent lineup here. A current Grand Prix rider, of course, in Brady KURTZ. Kvech out in this one as well. Mads Korneliussen's experience.
Well, if Mads can make a start like he did in his first one off of gate 4, he'll be first into that first bend again.
Yeah, he was just saying that interview, he wasn't sure what to do. He made the start and he's like, now what? There's the lineup. Brady KURTZ for the Pirates in white, gate number 1. Jody SCOTT in yellow for the Wolverhampton Wolves. Be coming round right now. He's got 2 rides back to back, and there he is. Kvech in blue from gate number 3 for the King's Lynn Stars. Mads Korneliussen in red for the Swindon Robins from gate number 4. Keep an eye on the. We'll keep an eye on how the gates and what have you are turning round, but Mads Korneliussen there, and the tapes have just gone up on their own by accident there, but Mads Korneliussen off what is statistically the best gate so far, off gate number 4, and he's got the bike already pointing to the first bend, so you don't lose it, I guess.
No, the race mode will kick in.
On a Niels Kristian Iversen bike. Away from the start, what a start from Jody SCOTT, who pops out of the tapes there and gets the first corner first. Kvech comes around him and takes the lead. Jody SCOTT getting boxed out now by Brady KURTZ. Mads Korneliussen comes round as well, and Korneliussen and Brady KURTZ are going at it here for second place. Brady KURTZ holding on to second now.
Yeah, great to see Mads up there. It was 3 abreast there going into the third bend, and I'm sure you didn't want to be the one on the outside. But Kvech, yeah, Jody SCOTT, brilliant start, but Kvech's made the first bend, and he'll just want to get head down and get away, but Brady's chasing him down and seems to have the speed.
Keep an eye on Brady KURTZ versus Kvech. Kvech has the lead for the King's Lynn Stars, but can Brady KURTZ bring the POOLE Pirates in for a win here into the final lap of heat number 5?
He's got to try something. He's going big here. Brady can get the speed, but doesn't seem to be quite enough grip there for him.
A bit too much to do in that final bend.
Settle in now for the second place.
Kvech seals the 3 points for the King's Lynn Stars in heat number 5. Good effort from Brady KURTZ. Holds on to second place. Third place to Mads Korneliussen and Jody SCOTT in 4th. But Jody SCOTT made a terrific start though. But the experience of the GP boys coming round with a bit of extra speed down the back straight.
Yeah, but the fact he was confident enough to make the start and get in front bodes well for him for the season, because he's going to have to race against these boys all year. So if he can get in front, he's giving himself a chance, and it's the best way for him to learn.
That's right, and on his home track as well, it gives him a bit of experience of and maybe what he's going to be facing as well as the season comes along.
Definitely, and I think Jody will take some big scalps this year around here. He's a good learner. He's a fast learner, and I've seen him, riding quite a bit last season, and yeah, he'll be one that does really well.
Heat number 6 then, and the Kings Lynn Stars with a slender lead. It's Kings Lynn and Wolves leading the way so far. The Pirates and the Swindon Robins, though, still obviously within striking distance yet. And the riders coming down for this next heat. Could be an interesting one as well. There's Peter Kildemand coming down to the tapes, who's sort of long association with the Swindon Robins, going back 2012, I think, was a league title winner back then with the Swindon Robins. And this season, of course, will be among many lining up for the Berwick Bandits in the championship. Peter Kildemand off the inside gate in red for the Swindon Robins. Gate number 2 in white for the POOLE Pirates is Tom Brennan. Gate 3 in yellow is Sam Masters, and off the outside in blue, Max Fricke. And Tom Brennan and Max Fricke, of course, getting wins in their opening rides as well, as did Sam Masters, I believe, didn't he?
Three race winners.
Yeah, 3 race winners.
So, yeah, they're going to do better.
Run to that first corner. Good start from Peter Kildemand, but coming around the outside, Sam Masters getting in the deep stuff, but Peter Kildemand has the lead, and the rest of the pack are now set down to chase him down. Max Fricke trying to tuck up the inside line here and see if that's got anything, and Max Fricke fires himself into second.
The dirt seems a long way out, but Max Fricke there's made the inside work. Peter's flying. He's the one that we said didn't win the race, and he's flying out in front. Can Max find some grip here? He knows the track well.
Yeah, Max Fricke is trying the inside line, trying the outside line here. Of course, it's his new home circuit for 2026. But Peter Kildemand showing them all the way round here, and this is looking like a comprehensive win for Peter Kildemand.
Peter's very, he's pulled a big lead. He's very experienced. Tom Brennan's just gone round Sam Masters. Now he's trying to hunt down Max.
I think we've got a bit of more rain coming down here now as well, but into the final bend, Peter Kildemand, he's going to take the win for the Swindon Robins. Tom Brennan's throwing everything at getting past Max Fricke, but Max Fricke holds on for second place. Tom Brennan third in heat number 6.
Yeah, it turned into a great race. There's a little bit of drizzle out there where the track's a bit slicker on the inside. It's making it a bit greasy. So the boys are going to have a choice now to either run deep and try and get the dirt, or go the shortest way around the inside. And at different bends there, different lines work. So yeah, could prove good for some good racing coming up.
There's a look at the start once again, and yeah, Sam Masters making a terrific start round the outside there, but didn't really work for him off the outside, did it? And Peter Kildemand pulling away.
That was a superb first bend from Peter. You've got to be careful here though if it's raining. If your front wheel goes over that white line, it gets really greasy on the concrete on the inside, so can cause some crashes.
So comprehensive win there for the rider in reds, Peter Kildemand. And the Swindon Robins move on to 8 points. The Kings Lynn Stars, though, still ahead so far as we approach sort of the halfway point, really, of the regular heats. Here's the lineup for heat number 7, and it's Jakob Thorssell in yellow from gate number 1 for the Wolverhampton Wolves. Louis Kerrs in white from gate number 2 for the Pirates. For the Kings Lynn Stars, Niels Kristian Iversen. And Rasmus JENSEN for the Swindon Robins from gate number 4. Can Swindon make it 2 out of 2 here and really get themselves back in the mix once again?
Can Niels get away from the tapes this time? Hopefully he's fixed his bike problem, and this could be a great race.
Yeah, certainly. Well, Niels Kristian Iversen and Louis Kerr need no introduction to this particular circuit. Rasmus JENSEN and Jakob Thorssell have been reasonably handy. Certainly Jakob Thorssell has his heat number 7. And away from the gates there, it was a good start from Jakob Thorssell off the inside gate there. Can he hold on to it down the back straight? Louis Kerr trying to buzz up the inside. Also Niels Kristian Iversen trying to force it. Oh, and Niels Kristian Iversen is down, and so is Jakob Thorssell. That's not what we want to see on an afternoon like this. So this race there stops. Heat number 7 heading into that third bend.
yeah, Niels has just tried to take the white line and just mistimed it and caught the back of Jakob's bike, and yeah, they've both gone in. And yeah, we just obviously in a meeting like this, you don't want to see anything, any crashes, but yeah, hopefully they both get up.
Yeah, not been not a great situation, but obviously the race stopped for the time being, and we'll bring you more as we have it on that one.
Yeah.
But that crash there involving Niels, Kristian Iversen and Jakob Thorssell.
Jakob's making his way back to the pits now. He's up and making his way back, so that's good to see. And then the team's just with Niels at the moment, so fingers crossed for Niels.
Yeah, heavy. So it is a high. All speedway tracks are high-speed tracks, but that part of the track going into that bend here, it is a heavy impact, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the fastest point of the track. So yeah, hopefully the air barrier's done its job, and we see Niels walk away as well. Jakob doesn't seem anything wrong with him, which is good, and yeah, we'll have to just wait and see now.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a check over. There's Rob Lyon heading out now to see what the situation with Niels, Kristian Iversen is, and Niels, of course, obviously big friends with Nicolai Klindt, but a Kings Lynn legend as well. So in terms of experience around this track, there's probably a few riders who've got more experience of riding around this circuit.
Yeah, he's an absolute top bloke as well, Niels. So yeah, GP winner, and yeah, Kings Lynn, he'll be a Kings Lynn legend. Yeah, so it just goes to show, you know, things can happen to the most experienced at any point, and yeah, just one of them, just a racing incident really that was. But yeah, we'll wait and see some news on him. But yeah, it was turning into some good racing then.
Yeah, it does seem like the track has been sort of turning over, and the racing has been progressing as the afternoon's gone on, and we've had some close heats.
Yeah, definitely. This place, if you know, when it's prepared right, can.
Okay, so welcome to this Nicolai Klindt Testimonial live stream, and we've got a bit of a break at the moment while the paramedics and officials are just checking over Niels, Kristian Iversen, who's down on the track at the moment. What we'll do is we'll just head over to the pits, and right now we can hear from Rory Schlein.
Yep. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, we'll try and grab Jacob real quick. Jacob, not the way we wanted to start the season, in the dirt and in the air fence, but you okay?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, it's just fortunate track gets really greasy when we have some water coming down, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it looked an awkward one. Obviously, you went in first, and then Niels went in a lot harder.
Yeah.
Did you go over to see him? Did he look okay?
He was having a nap when I checked on him, so I don't want to disturb. So I went in.
Well, hopefully he's all right. But yeah, obviously a little bit of rain just made the entering the corners a little bit greasier. Yeah. So sometimes you got to sort of lay up, don't you? So you get the corner right. But Niels looked like he was committed behind you. I know you didn't see it, but that's what happens when you go from them two contrasts of track, like really icy on the inside and then a lot of dirt on the outside.
Yeah, and it such a big difference as well. He probably come into the corner with 3 times more speed than I did when I was coming in on the greasy stuff. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is how it is.
Okay, mate. Thanks for talking to us. We'll let you get back. So yeah, hopefully Niels was all right. By the sounds of it, he was taking a little bit of a nap on the track, but hopefully I'll get a report for you and you'll be okay.
Cheers, Rory. Yeah, we see the ambulance heading out onto the track now, heading round to Niels, which obviously we don't want to see ambulances heading out for any reason, but hopefully Niels is going to be okay there. But sounds like obviously a heavy impact, and unfortunately, I think whatever happens, that's going to be Niels' afternoon over anyway, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, that'll be him done now. But yeah, it's just more about making sure he's okay now, and yeah, recovers quick. So yeah, we just got to wait news, and yeah, fingers crossed he's okay.
We do have a bit of drizzle coming down when we're talking about the rain there. It's not really heavy rain, it's sort of a light misty rain, but that is blowing through and should stop imminently. There is a period of more prolonged rain and heavier rain coming in about an hour or so, which obviously would be a bigger problem.
Yeah, showers are forecast, so it is quite windy, so hopefully that can blow over quick. with the surface here, it's quite a clay-based surface. So if there's it's not that grippy today, but then it can gets greasy very quickly on the clay when there is a bit of drizzle. So yeah, it's something that they'll need to manage, the track staff.
So it looks like we're going to take a quick break for some of the 250 British Youth Championship lads to get out on track, which was going to happen after heat number 4 initially, but obviously the paramedics and other people will need a little bit of time to deal with Niels Kristian Iversen. There's Niels' helmet. It's had a bit of an impact.
Yeah, that'll be the last time he wears that one. He'll have a new helmet for next time he's out.
So bikes getting fueled up for the next heats. There is Jason Doyle, who his next heat's going to be heat number 8 actually when he's next out.
Yeah, they'll just the mechanics now may be changing the bikes a little bit just to compensate if it does get greasy out there, and then the boys will just have to adjust their riding a little bit as well, and make sure they're putting it in the areas that's not as greasy as the others, and yeah, they're probably backing the setups off a little bit. It looks a lot of work there for Robbie to be doing.
There's the bike.
To get the bike fixed. The front end's very bent in.
Oh, look at that.
A new front wheel going in there, I think.
Yeah.
New set of forks.
I think, that wheel's definitely seen better days.
Yeah. I don't think we'll true that one out.
Yeah, I don't think any amount of standing on that's going to bend it into shape, is it? Unfortunately, but yeah, and chain off. That's Korneliussen, and there's Robbie Kessler. And it's going to be his job to put that right.
Yeah, Robbie's been with Niels a long time since he retired from his racing career, and yeah, top guy is Robbie. Managed to speak English with a mixture of a German and Yorkshire accent. Yeah. Always fun when you're talking to him.
He's the most Barnsley German you'll ever meet.
He is.
All right, how you doing? Yeah. Well, if he's free now, he can come up and commentate.
Yeah, get him out. I'm sacked already.
No. This is the POOLE Pirates side of the pits. And Louis Kerr, of course, who was in that race, so he's going to be going out for a restart there. There's Big Pete holding court.
Yeah, the Aussie boys chatting things over.
Yeah.
Figuring out
Max Fricke's in the wrong pit bay.
He's with his Aussie mates. Yeah, they'll be all discussing between themselves what they think's best to do now on the track, and to make sure everything, runs steady and runs through, and that no damage for Jakob, which is great to see.
Yeah, Jakob Thorssell. They've just confirmed that it will be a rerun with 3 riders only. There is some damage to the bike, though. That's not to say that's not going to need sorting out there. And
well, it's not his bike. So.
It's Sam Masters' bike, actually, isn't it?
Sam's going to. Yeah, Neil Everts will have to a bit more work for him to do in the workshop tomorrow.
It's, the Speedway season's back, folks. Okay, so it'll be a rerun with 3 riders only. There's Nicolai. Just checking on situations. Riders getting ready to come out for this restart. Niels Kristian Iversen, unfortunately, has left the track in the ambulance now, and so he's gone off to the medical room just for a bit of further evaluation. But he's been taken away from the track itself, and now I think we're just waiting for paramedics and things like that to be available.
Yeah, they normally have. Good paramedics here, very experienced. So yeah, a good medical team to be with him, and we'll obviously await news on that, and hopefully we can get back to racing as soon as possible. But obviously priorities with sorting Niels out.
And there's Bomber and Midlow, and Bomber's been in that unique position of winning league championships with Midlow, and actually stopping Midlow winning league championships as well in his career.
Yeah, they're exchanging war stories there, I'm sure. But yeah, Bomber's won championships with everyone, I think. He's what a career he's had. So yeah, and it carries on.
It certainly does. With Chris Harris, of course, will be bringing back the magic round here. He's also going to be riding. There's a meeting at Oxford, isn't there, with the Coventry Bees are coming back for one night only, and Bomber's going to be back in Coventry colours for that one. Yeah,
and that's great to see. And look, Coventry's looking good. Hopefully we can see Coventry back in the next couple of years as well. And how amazing would that be for every Speedway fan?
Yeah, and it's great to have Northampton, but the history that comes with Coventry is the thing, isn't it? You know, you've got such a big fan base there already. Everybody knows what that track will. You know, the track apparently the track is not the issue. It's obviously the buildings around Brandon. But once they get back in it, everybody knows how big that track is and the racing that track's delivered in the past as well.
And I think there's so many people wanting Coventry back that they'll have everyone in there to get the stadium turned around and completed as quick as possible. But yeah, what a iconic Coventry Bees, Speedway team. So yes, get them back.
Well, let's speak to an iconic Coventry Bee right now. In fact, two of them. We've got Rory Schlein and Chris Harris in the...
We've got two for one. And Nicolai?
Kristian needs a bit of a rest because he got 2 on the trot next time. I'm young.
You are now, isn't it? So you're going to busy.
Well,
you're going to be busy.
Anyway, but I'll do 7 rides.
It's £15 a point tonight. You know that, don't you?
That's more than I got told, so that's all right.
How you feeling? Start of the year, fresh?
Yeah, first time I've been on the bike today, so since last year, so I felt good.
No practice?
Well, only before the meeting. That's 4 laps I had since last year.
Fair enough. And trapping as well.
Can you believe it? I'm going home now.
I was just going to say you only got one in the chamber, haven't you? But you look good. Race as always, mate. Every meeting's the same. Every time I see you, whether it's a testimonial, British Championship, you race the same. But and I guess that's why the fans love to come and watch you.
Yeah, I got to give it. I can't go there and go half throttle. And I know everyone says it's only testimonial, but I'm an entertainer and I want to entertain. So that's what it's all about. As long as we go home safe, and that's what we're going out for.
To be fair, mate, when you were going around the outside of Sam on turn 4 there, even my shoulder was starting to hurt. Just that driving out on turn 4. But no, good to see you and enjoy the rest of the night.
Good. And when you making your comeback?
No chance. Back to you, Ian.
Cheers, Rory. I mean, Bomber says he's had no practice. I think Cruz has been keeping him busy, hasn't he? Here we go then, heat number 7. Rasmus JENSEN, Louis Kerr and Jakob Thorssell heading into that first corner there, and Jakob Thorssell makes the gate. Obviously involved in that incident with Niels Iversen, but back on the bike and back in the leads.
Back into the lead, and Raz is having a go now. Louis in second place. The race is for the second and third spot. Raz is having a go, but he didn't seem to make up a lot of ground there. Yes. Louis just hitting the dirt at the right time and just getting enough, but Jakob Thorssell back on his bike and back in front.
He's looking good, isn't he? Looking very quick here in the Adrian Flux Arena, midway through this heat. We need to put your microphone in the right direction. There we go. You're on.
I'm in. It seems to settle down a little bit now. Jakob's got a big lead, and Louis is comfortable riding a nice line in that second place.
Into the final lap of heat number 7, Jakob Thorssell involved in that incident with Niels Iversen, picked himself up, back on the bike, straight to the tapes, and he's coming home with a win for the Wolverhampton Wolves in heat number 7. Put them back firmly into the game. Second place in white is Louis Kerr for the POOLE Pirates, and there in red was Rasmus JENSEN picking up a point as well. So well done to Jakob Thorssell, who's looking pretty handy still.
He's flying. I know the people are trying to get him to come back over here and race full time, but not happened as yet, but he may be getting more offers as the year goes on.
Well, riding like that's not going to slow down the phone calls, is it?
It's not, no.
Let's have a look back at the start of heat number 7 then and just see how he got it. His business done by that first corner, really.
Yeah, made a superb start and got a little bit lead, and he just carried on pulling it away. Razza had to go up the inside on the first bend, but didn't really make a lot of inroads into Louis, and it was,
Okay, we're just going to nip over to the pits right now. Rory Schlein.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. Just want to give you a quick update. Niels is in the medical room. He's up. He's obviously talking. Very, very sore. They're going to look over him now, but he could be taking a little small trip to hospital, but we'll keep you updated.
Cheers, Rory. Very, very close indeed in this meeting now. Pretty tight. 2 teams on 12 points. The King's Lynn Stars and the Wolves. Swindon and Poole playing catch-up, but they're only 3 points behind. It's looking good into heat number 8. And coming down to the tapes right now, and the riders for this, and Jason Doyle is one of those riders off gate number 3 for the Swindon Robins this time. And Ryan Douglas in this one as well. Ben Cook and Bomber. Handy lineup, here it is, with Peter Johns racing, and it's Ben Cook, gate number 1 in white for the POOLE Pirates. Ryan Douglas in yellow, gate 2 for Wolves. Jason Doyle for Swindon Robins in red from gate number 3, and off the outside in blue, Chris Harris for the King's Lynn Stars, heat number 8. And it's getting close.
Watch Chris Harris, he's coming straight off the good gate 4, and he'll be going straight in that dirt. Ryan Douglas is going to go off gate 2, and I think he's going to try and get to the inside, so that's where the race is going to be.
Keep an eye on that, into that first bend. It's going to be an interesting first corner, this one, at the Adrian Flux Arena. Heat number 8. Jason Doyle, Chris Harris, Ben Cook, Ryan Douglas. And heading to that first corner, it's a good start from Ryan Douglas, who gets there with Jason Doyle hot on his heels, charging down the back straight, and Ryan Douglas in the lead for the Wolverhampton Wolves. The Swindon Robins in second place. Bomber wrestling with the bike round that 3rd and 4th turn, flushing himself into 3rd place, and dropping out of things slightly is Ben Cook at the back, but the Aussies out front are doing it. But here comes Bomber up the inside of Jason Doyle.
Here he comes. Bomber, he's stuck on that inside line now. He wants to make a big straight and get dive bomb up the inside of Doyle, but he's lost a bit of speed. Now he's gone his favourite line.
Dipping it into the deep stuff there, but dropping back now from Jason Doyle, who's going to have one last go in the final lap, you fancy. But Jason Doyle looking comfortable in second place. The lead with Ryan Douglas.
Bomber won't give up. Dougie's pulled away. Brilliant start from Dougie. Bomber certainly won't give up, but I think he's too far back now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it?
No, and Ben Cook at the back, but I think for Ben it would just be get through the meeting, and by the end of the meeting hopefully he's feeling a lot better and comfortable on the bike. So, heat number 9 comes to a conclusion. It's a win for the rider in yellow there, Ryan Douglas, for the Wolverhampton Wolves, to put Wolves into the leads on the day. And here's a look back at the start once again, and Dougie makes a fantastic start here, and Jason Doyle's trying his best, but Dougie's just on that right line there. Yeah, he made a brilliant start. I think Bomber's used up all his starting in the first one, because that one was a shocker. But he has a go here, but nearly runs in the back of Jason, but then it kind of settled down a little bit. But yeah, brilliant ride from Dougie.
Yeah, Ryan Douglas there getting the win on the boards. Bomber here trying to get up the inside of Jason Doyle midway through. Jason Doyle just blocks that run and really sets Bomber back just that little bit too much there, and didn't really have enough race left to mount another attack, did he?
No, I'm sure Bomber would like a little bit more dirt or more grip as it normally is, but it's not there quite tonight.
Okay then, so that's the second block of heats done, and Wolves in the lead after 2 rounds of rides each. Second place, the King's Lynn Stars. Swindon Robins in 3rd, and the POOLE Pirates in 4th at the moment. And there's a look at the full rider scores. And top scorer so far is Jakob Thorssell, 2 from 2, unbeaten man.
That phone's going to be ringing. I'm sure Northampton have been on to him.
Well, you wouldn't be surprised. Max Fricke and Jan Kvech have dropped the 1 point each. Jason Doyle 4 points from his opening 2 rides. And yeah, you see the tail of the tape there, but still pretty close actually. All 4 teams at this stage of the meeting still very much in it. And we've got a bit of a break here now for the youth riders to come out and have a quick race here on the 250cc. It's important experience, this, isn't it, to get out and race and get out and race on a track that's prepared for, you know, a sort of top level meeting in front of a crowd as well. And as you say, these riders can see how the pros are doing it, but also gives them an experience of being out there in this environment as well.
It's all they need laps. It's all invaluable experience for them, and they can be around the boys in the pits if they're, you know, if they're switched on and watching everything, take it all in, learn, and then, you know, the results maybe not important, but the laps on the track and the experience is you know, it's all what it's all about for them.
That said, though, we are continuing with the main programme.
And it's that man Jakob Thorssell with
Here he is.
2 wins so far, the only unbeaten man out again.
The man to catch.
Off of gate 4, so we'll see if he can make it off of 4.
And there is this sort of individual element to this competition as well. So the top riders will be having a heat at the end. There are prizes up for grabs as well.
Yeah, that's the one where the prize is on.
Yeah, they've got £1,000 towards a holiday, a TV, and then there's £500 towards a holiday, I think, as well. So there's they win actual tangible prizes rather than mystical things from the spares van, which is going to be good.
Yeah, they'll all want the extra race. So yeah, there's and the mechanics won't want you to be bottom scorer, because I don't think any of them will be looking forward to the mechanics race either.
Well, I'm looking at the bottom scorer, and at the moment, well, Ben Cook, Jody SCOTT, Rasmus JENSEN and Louis Kerr would be in that, according to my ready reckoner.
Yes.
Well, Niels would be in it, but obviously Niels is withdrawn from the meeting.
No. It'd be nice to see Ben Cook in it, purely for the fact that his mechanic is a friend of mine, and I'd like to see him sweating.
It's looking good for that at the moment. He's going to have a heck of a performance in his third ride. Heat number 9, Chris Harris in blue from gate number 1 for the Kings Lynn Stars. Mats Korneliussen in red from gate number 2 for the Swindon Robins. Tom Brennan in white from gate 3 for the Pirates. And off the outside in yellow, the unbeaten man so far, Jakob Thorssell, heat number 9. And away from the tapes we go into this first corner. Good start there from Tom Brennan, who gets his work done into that first corner, pulling away down the back straight. Jakob Thorssell on that 100% record. It's in doubt at the moment. Also throwing himself into the action is Chris Harris, who gets himself around Mats Korneliussen into third.
Chris Harris right on his special line now. Come on, Chris. He's lost a bit of speed there. He was trying to catch up Thorssell and do 2 in 2. Another brilliant start from Mats to get himself in the mix. But Tom Brennan here, he's flying out in front. Here comes Bomber.
Bomber's lining up an attack on Jakob Thorssell, but Jakob Thorssell just puts a bit of a cushion between himself and Bomber. Still plenty of time yet for Bomber to reel that in. Into the final lap we go. Tom Brennan's in the lead. Jakob Thorssell's 100% record is very much under threat now. And Chris Harris trying to force his way into second place as well. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but for the POOLE Pirates, some good news and 3 points for Tom Brennan.
Great ride from Tom Brennan. He is renowned for being very good round here. He always scores a lot of points, and I love watching him when he's out in front. He's so good to watch on the bike. And a brilliant wheelie there for the fans.
Yeah, a bit of showboating too. I don't know if there's prizes for best celebration, but if there was, he'd be in the running for that as well. Here's a look back at the start. And yeah, Tom Brennan makes a perfect start, doesn't he?
Yeah, and Mads another great start. I mean, if he wants to make a comeback, I think a bit of work on his fitness and he'll be there.
It's just, that's the thing, isn't it? He's saying he's making the starts. He's just finding it a bit draining holding on for 4 laps.
I should think he had a couple of beers last night, so he might be setting in soon.
There's some people. Decent turnout here, of course. It's a tricky day in some respects too, obviously Mother's Day, but this is the day that we're to get things underway. There's other meetings going on, not just here, but in Europe coming up as well over the course of the next few weeks. And in order to get the best sort of possible lineup of riders who are available, this was the day.
Yeah, it's a real strong lineup. I think obviously the weather's tough with the weather and not quite knowing whether it's going to get ruined by that, but yeah, it's a good crowd. I think obviously a lot of them in the main stand, so big lineup for them. And happy Mother's Day to me mum. I think she's tuning in to take the mick out of me, maybe my commentary debut. But yeah, happy Mother's Day, mum.
Happy Mother's Day to my mum as well. I'm not sure if she's watching because they've gone on a holiday today, so it's like, oh, well, that makes the
no
what
no
we're going to do today,
mate.
On to heat number 10. And yeah, Ryan Douglas is another rider that's been going well so far in terms of the top scorers. Ryan Douglas on 5 points so far. Jakob Thorssell on 8 points. He leads the way in the individual competition. As we head into this next heat, here is the lineup for heat number 10. Ryan Douglas in yellow from gate number 1. We're just waiting confirmation of who's in blue. Gate number 3 in white will be Brady KURTZ, and gate number 4 in red is Peter Kildemand. Or indeed, if we have a rider.
I think we're just going with 3
Oh,
riders.
there you are.
Oh, there I am.
Peeking out of the hole. Hello. So 3 riders only for heat number 10. Just going to set the Kings Lynn Stars back, but it's a good start from Ryan Douglas. He's away. And Brady KURTZ took it in second place here, and a straight shootout between the 2 Australians out front.
There's always a bit of Aussie pride on when they're racing each other, but Dougie's made another great start. He's flying today. He's putting away. Brady can't do a lot with him.
Yeah, Ryan Douglas going very quickly. Again, another rider that goes well around here. I've seen some big performances from him here, riding for Leicester, I think, last season as well, as Max Fricke was, and yeah.
Dougie goes well everywhere nowadays. He's really come on the last couple of years, and he's a top lad, so it's great to see. But yeah, he certainly looks good tonight, and if his season carries on the way it has today, he's in for a real big year.
And David Howe, of course, involved in the back room there with Ryan Douglas sorting his machinery out. But Ryan Douglas heading round in the yellow helmet colour, taking another 3 points for the Wolverhampton Wolves. And they really are asserting their position out in the lead there, with Ryan Douglas getting the better of Brady KURTZ. And Peter Kildemand coming in third, just 3 riders only. Here's a look back. Oh, here's a replay of you picking your head out. There we go. Highlight of the stream so far for me.
Yeah, what you're saying about David, I think his influence on Dougie since he's been working for him has been massive. David's so much knowledge, experience. I think him mentoring Dougie has done him the world of good. And that he'll be a big catalyst into Dougie's improvement over the last few years.
Yeah, he has been going well, and obviously going well over in Poland as well, which has been a big focus for him. I mean, Wolves in this tournament must have made a steady start. What we're seeing here, though, with Kings Lynn now obviously not putting a rider out for Niels, that's going to really set them back if that's going to be the case for these heats.
Yeah, with only 3 riders, it's tough for Kings Lynn now. But Wolves are flying, and I mean, I remember one day Pete Adams told me his stats of how often he wins the league, and it's in such a long career, his stats are out of this world. So he's it's just what he does. I think he wins.
The POOLE Pirates, though, are coming into it, and they've got themselves into second place so far. Here's the lineup for heat number 11. And it is Max Fricke in blue from gate number 1 for the Kings Lynn Stars. Ben Cook in white, gate 2 for the POOLE Pirates. Rasmus JENSEN in red from gate number 3. And off the outside gate in yellow is Jody SCOTT for Wolves, who are currently leading this contest. Very close indeed. Pirates had a nightmare start. Didn't get a point for the first couple of heats, and now in second place.
Ben Cook struggled, so for Paul he needs to get himself back going now.
So here we go then, with Max Fricke, Ben Cook, Rasmus JENSEN and Jody SCOTT. And it's a good start from Ben Cook this time. Perfect gate there. Can he hold on to it down the back straight? Rasmus JENSEN lining up a move. Ben Cook seems to have got himself in a bit of fresh air here, and it's Rasmus JENSEN and Max Fricke in pursuit.
Brilliant start from Ben Cook. Raz has made it round Fricke. And Max Fricke now is going to try the outside line to get back around Razza. It's not quite enough there, but he's going to keep hunting him down.
Jody SCOTT has
pulled out.
Yeah, he's pulled up on the infield, so it's just the 3 riders remaining.
Fricke's in there. He's trying to line up the dive bomb, but he can't quite get just enough off the bends to get Razza there.
Going a bit wider here, Max Fricke now trying to find a way past Rasmus JENSEN into the closing stages of heat number 11. The lead, though, with the POOLE Pirates through Ben Cook into the final lap. Has Max Fricke got anything here?
He's got to come wide here, make a big straight, and try and get Razza going into the third bend, but it's not going to have enough.
Heading down to the checkered flag, Ben Cook is going to take the win. And that turns his day right around. He's heard about the threat of having to do the mechanics race there.
Yeah, Liam will be happy.
And he's straight at the races, no problem. Ben Cook with a win, and gets himself 3 big points there ahead of Rasmus JENSEN and Max Fricke. Jody SCOTT, unfortunately, having some issues in that first lap and had to pull out of that race. But a good start here from Ben Cook.
Oh, his bike drove out the starts there. That was a brilliant start from Ben. You know, he needs a couple of races to get himself back going. He had a lot of time off the bike last year, so I think for him, yeah, get a few heats under your belt, and now he's settled in and ready for racing, and that was a brilliant start. There we are again.
There we are on the Richie cam. Turn around and face your fans.
I haven't got many here, mate.
I don't know where they're stalking us from. It's like there's cameras everywhere.
Here,
where is it? Stop looking at us working, you weirdos. Heat number 12. And the rider's on track right now. And Jan Kvech, who, well, made a decent start. And looking at the scoreboard so far for the Kings Lynn Stars, the Kings Lynn Stars riders are going to have to sort of step it up between the remaining ones now, because they're down to a three-man team, aren't they?
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. They're both all going well, so you know, Bomber and Fricke and can keep going. They've got a chance, but then they probably need to go through the card now from here with all wins. So
here's the lineup for heat number 12, and it's Sam Masters in yellow from gate number 1 for the Wolves. For the Kings Lynn Stars in blue, Jan Kvech. Louis Kerr in white from gate 3 for the POOLE Pirates. Jason Doyle comes off the outside gate in red, gate number 4 for the Swindon Robins. And just looking at gate stats at the moment, gate 3 has actually had the most winners so far.
It's not something you normally see in Speedway.
No,
it's
not
a
often.
real turn up. Gate 3 is generally the worst gate, but yeah, certainly today it's working.
Yeah, gate 3 followed by gate 2, then gate 4, then gate 1. Gate 1's been a bit of a dog, to be honest. And away from the start into this first corner. Good start from the Kings Lynn Stars through Jan Kvech there. Coming around the outside though, Louis Kerr trying to get the wheels in line down the back straight. This time switching up the inside, but Jan Kvech blocking the door off there. Jason Doyle trying to get something from around the outside at the moment, but the lead with Jan Kvech.
Jan Kvech's taking the inside line this time. Jason Doyle was trying around the outside, but didn't gain a lot of ground up on the first lap. Louis Kerr's having a go on the outside now, see if he can find some grip. Jan Kvech's just pulling away and he's flying out in front. Yeah,
Jan Kvech looking good so far. Ooh, went slightly out of shape at the inside.
Bit of a hook up where he didn't expect it there.
Yeah, but he rides through and all good. And so coming round for the final lap, 3 valuable points for the Kings Lynn Stars to keep them in the contest here, but directly behind him is Louis Kerr for the POOLE Pirates, also keeping the pressure up on top spot for the Wolverhampton Wolves. And coming round for the final time, taking the checkered flag, it is Jan Kvech, and obviously Wolves leading the way there. Bit of a disaster for Sam Masters, who comes in 4th place there. So Wolves fail to score in heat number 12.
That's like close the scores up across the board there. And everyone's still in it.
Yeah, certainly the game is very much on.
With 4 to go, everyone could still win this.
Here's a look back at the start once again.
Gate 2 and 3, which you said were the best gates, certainly proved it there.
Jan Kvech under a bit of attack here from Louis Kerr, wasn't he? Doyle throwing the bike into the corner there as well. But
got a bit of a grip, I think, going in where he didn't expect it. But
a little bit spicy nonetheless.
Oh, here we go, the 250s, is this?
Yeah, this is the 250s.
They've been waiting around all day. They've been probably the first one's changed. The first one's ready to go, and the most excited people here. So, yeah, for him to get on track now is great.
Right, so the lineups of the 250s, I think, has always been subject to change. So we'll go with what, and we don't know. Obviously, they've missed a couple of heats as well, so we don't know which order they're coming out in here. So this is what we believe to be the order. So Finlay Theobald, Archie Roll. Now, we know Demi Blue Harris isn't here. I think that's Kasper Kluzniak.
Yeah,
I've seen him Kane Newby.
Yeah.
Now, some of the best races I saw last year were 250s.
Oh, these will go at it.
Yeah. And Archie Rolfe, who's out there in the lead, is certainly one to watch.
He's a very good grass tracker. We don't see so many come through the grass track nowadays, but yeah, he's certainly one that is.
And Kasper Kluzniak, who's in white, was also another of the sort of the top 250cc riders last year. And so these two had some some good battles over the course of last year.
The rivals out in front.
Yeah. Oh, and actually getting slightly out. He's opening the door here for Kasper Kluzniak a bit, isn't he?
He's having a go around the outside though. He's on the right line. And a big dive bomb coming up.
Oh, and Kasper Kluzniak forces his way under here. We've got a race on.
Hold on here.
Stay on board, guys, please. Oh, and he's come back through. What a move. Superb. Archie Rolfe coming back into the lead. Kasper Kluzniak relegated back there into second place. Good race between these
Brilliant
two.
race. They're
I told you,
clearly rivals.
The best races I saw last year were 250 cc's. It's absolute crazy stuff. Let's nip down to the pits now, and Rory is with Nicolai.
Cheers, Ian. Right, finally, it's been a busy afternoon. We've got the man of the hour, Nicolai. Stress, mate?
Very, I don't want to swear, but very stressed. That stress, I got dry mouth. But nah, it's looking like the weather is holding up, and we tried to rush through. Do apologise for the viewers at home. Kids finished now. We're going to do a great and then crack on and hopefully have a cracking final.
Yeah, we just had that light shower, didn't we? And it just sort of made it that a bit greasy on top. But it's held up all right. Like Buster, I had my testimonial here. Like I think it was actually 11 years to the day. So, but what I will say is he makes the track nice. And if we did get a bit more rain, he's got the ability to obviously make some changes, put a bit of dry stuff on, which you can see clearly he's got it out there ready to go. But track's holding up all right.
It is holding up. Just around Niels' crash, it was a little bit greasy. Then we didn't have any rain, and we've done a few heats. You can see the racing is okay. Of course, it's not ideal, but I hope everyone at home is enjoying it until now. I have to thank Buster, Luke, Paul at the stadium, everyone behind. They've worked hard through the night in the morning, and I was here at 9 o'clock. Blue skies, sunshine. I knew there was a bit of a possibility of rain, but I think until now we've had a great show on.
So you can understand, like people like Chris Van Straten, Matt Ford, Lemo, all the stress they go through week after week, looking at the weather apps and all that sort of stuff, making sure the riders all get here on time. You're experiencing that now, aren't you?
I am, and you might have seen on socials, but unfortunately Freddie pulled out due to personal issues, and we wish them all the best at home. From when he told me till last night at 7:30, I think I've been in touch with 27 or more riders to try and fill him in. Got to bed at 1:20, up at 5. Trying to prepare, was here at 9. So I'm glad I took your advice and didn't race.
Well, that was what I was going to next. I know people would have liked to see you on the track, but from my experience, having 2 of these meetings before, it is such a stressful event. Obviously, the things that go on behind it, the months leading up to this, the organisation, the people you get to help you, the stress of the day, that is why you chose not to ride, to try and enjoy the day. I know for a fact at the end of my meetings I was absolutely knackered, but I'm sure you'll probably want to have a beer at the end of the night.
I don't drink, Rory. It might be a 0% one, might have 2 of them, but I can feel it now, like I'm a bit knackered. But of course the weather forecast, I assume, have affected the crowd. I'm pleased and appreciate everyone here. I appreciate you viewers at home. I hope that you're getting a good stream. I've done what I can. Yeah. Like, I've spent a hell of a lot of money and a hell of a lot of minutes and hours to try and put this on as good as possible. And I think we pulled it off. Hopefully we can get through to a grand final.
Cool. Just quickly, I want to talk to you about, obviously 21 years service to British Speedway. We haven't got... Yeah, 21 years, mate. Yeah. So I just want to ask, there's obviously, like we said, 21 years. Is there one that particularly sticks out? One that you think about, and so you get that warm, fuzzy feeling. That was a great year. Can you pick one out?
2018. I think most people know. Won the league with Poole and the treble with Workington. I'll say
you were hard to beat that year. I know.
Yeah, we were hard to beat. It is the most enjoyable and fun year I had racing. We had so much fun, not just in Workington, but also at Poole, and that is what Speedway is all about. Of course, we got to race, we got to earn money, we got to pay the bills, but at the end of the day, if you don't have any fun, you don't enjoy it. Yeah. And I'm hoping the riders having fun tonight because they ain't winning any money.
They're here for you, mate. They're here for you. But thanks for joining us. I know you're busy. Is there any people you want to thank, like sponsors? I know people have flown over from Denmark and people have come from Berwick, Newcastle, Wolverhampton,
Plymouth.
Poole. Yeah, so is there anyone particularly you want to thank for tonight?
I want to thank Seth, Scarlett, Caroline, my family, my friends, my sponsors, everyone who's supported with either products, bought sponsorship packages. That is the reason why I can put on what I can, why you can watch it at home. Mate, I can't even think. There's too many to thank, but yeah, you all know who you are, and thanks for coming, Rory.
Brilliant, no worries, mate. You go on and enjoy the rest of the night, and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, he's a busy man. He's Nicolai Klindt at the moment, and I think he'll be glad to get back on the bike tomorrow at the Peter Craven, won't he?
He'll sleep well tonight. I've just been watching the track work, and it's raining a little bit, but Buster's just put a bit of water down as well. So yeah, there's a lot of work going on here. They're going to pull the dirt back now across the track. Yeah,
I think there is some rain on the way, so hopefully they don't spend too long on it. And when that rain comes in, I think it's likely to stick around by the look of it. But I'm not a weather forecaster officially, so we never know. I mean, but looking at the clouds don't look too heavy, do they? But
no. To be fair to Buster, there's the least laps I've ever seen him do on his tractor around here.
Yeah, he has relented quite a bit, hasn't he?
He's been here a long time, and he does normally do more laps than anyone else. So yeah.
And he's, I think involved, as mentioned earlier, with as many people are, the Northampton setup, and they'll be they're getting underway against Ipswich, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, I think their first meeting end of April. I mean, I don't know a great deal about it, but yeah, it's great to see a new track opening, and I think there's a consortium gone in there to start it up, and if we can get it going, get a few of the historic tracks back like we were talking about earlier, and get the riders over here, and let's have a bigger league again, because 6 teams in a league's not really great.
It's quite a long track as well, isn't it? The Northampton one, or will be long straights and some fairly tight bends.
I think it'll be the biggest track of the country, so we'll see.
Just a little bit bigger than Berwick. There's a look at the scorecard at this point then, and SWINDON Robins on 16 points. Jason Doyle leading the way along with Peter Kildemand there, but more of a shared responsibility throughout that team. The King's Lynn Stars are down to 3 riders only. Niels Christian Iversen has had to withdraw from the meeting involving a heavy crash in the second of his rides. Max Fricke and Jan Kvech responsible for the majority of the points, but Bomber has been forever buzzing around and trying his best to force moves as well. So King's Lynn, though, they're going to have to get particularly stuck in now to offset the loss of Niels Christian Iversen. POOLE Pirates, well, they started off pretty disastrously as far as things went early on, the first couple of heats, but then as things have gone on, they've forced their way back into it, and currently in second place with 19 points, and leading the way Wolves, who have been sort of in the early part of the meeting changing positions with the King's Lynn Stars for the lead, but King's Lynn now losing Niels Christian Iversen have very much dropped away. They're in third place. Wolves leading the way, but just ahead of the Pirates by that 1 point. And of course we are in an era where plugging laptops into Speedway bikes is the thing to do.
Yeah, this is Kyle Cummins here. So he'll plug that in there and he'll be able to get the data on where the bike's revving, how many revs it's doing at the end of the straight, start of the straight, on the start line, and if he needs any a lot of the time in a little bit to get it to just how he wants it. But they're really interesting pieces of kit. You've got a lot of work to get the knowledge there, but Kyle's a real knowledgeable, intelligent lad, so yeah, I'm sure he's got that down to the T.
Look at that for preparation. There's the heats and sausage rolls. Tom Brennan here.
And he'll certainly have sweets in his toolbox. So.
Yeah, usually you find in the pits no shortage of like Haribos and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've got to keep the mechanics happy as well. They're the most important people in there, I think, on a race day.
We did an interview here once on BSN, and they had. We were talking to Wendy, who's the machine examiner.
Yep.
And we're saying, what's the weirdest thing you found on a rider's bike? and she said that inside the covers there was a bike about to go out, and it was packed full of Haribos inside the covers, and he stuck them in there and forgot them about them.
That would be different. I've not seen that myself. Yeah.
Flying into that first bend, and there's just sweets. And
maybe that's a little tactic we should have never thought about.
Yeah, it's one way to throw the sweets out to the kids, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Louis Kerr, and obviously riding with the POOLE Pirates currently, actually, of course, isn't he?
I like the fact he's not got a fork cover. Big fan of that.
Old school.
No, yeah, I like it. Big fan of that. Yeah.
He's not gone. Well, I don't think you can you? Have not. You used to have the day where you'd not have a rear spoiler on as well.
Yeah, you have to have one now by the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just checking the tyre pressure on Bomber's bike. If he can just make a start like he did in that first one, then we can get 3 points on the board, because there's not many meetings he goes through where he don't get a race win at some point.
There's Bomber in the zone. I know the Harris family are watching on the live stream, and Bomber heading out on track for this next heat now, and he'll be up against Louis Kerr, who we just saw, Jody SCOTT and Peter Kildemand in this next heat number 13. The last real block of heats, and we'll get the main meeting through, and then anything else that time allows, then all good.
Yeah, hopefully we can at least get the grand final in. I mean, the weather looks all good now, track looks good.
I've certainly seen worse weather conditions at a speedway track than this. I know the forecast isn't great, but it doesn't look very heavy.
I've done the New Year Classic at Newport. Did you ever attend that?
No, Newport was just prior to
your revolt.
Well, not so much like being a speedway fan, but I was prior to BSN. Put it that way.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that was I always experienced the New Year Classic there with a hangover.
We did. Was it last? No, it must be a couple of years ago. The meeting at, what was it, last year? I don't know. Meeting, it was Bellevue versus Leicester, and it was absolutely throwing down. And they were riding around. I think was it maybe Dougie or Ben Cook riding around with no goggles on.
Oh yeah, I remember. I watched that.
Totally
I watched that when you had it on. Yeah, yeah. Not ideal.
It was like, we're going to carry on. I think it had been a point where there hadn't been many meetings in that part of the year, at the start of the year, and I think everybody was just desperate to get some speedway on, and the riders were just quite happy just to crack on and just get it done.
The worst thing is the vision, like on a speedway bike when you're racing and you can't see, but at least we haven't had a sun stoppage today. We often get one of them around here, so think of it as a positive.
That is true. That is true. We've regularly had sun breaks here. So we've got. Has it got another tractor coming out, or is that tractor staying somewhere else? I'm not sure.
No, he's definitely coming out again.
It's coming out to driving very quick. Peter Kildemand's bike. There's maybe something just been ironed out on that corner there, by the look of it. I think they've just forgot.
I think someone's put a request in to do something there. By the looks of that.
They've gone out very quickly. As Jason Doyle back on the. This is an anorak question. Back on the chains. He was on belt drives at one point.
Yes, yeah. He told me he's definitely changed now. Last change for the year, but that might change again by tomorrow morning. Right. No telling. But no, he said he's gone back in on the chains. I think I like the idea of the belt drive. They just and I think it will all eventually end on them. But at the moment, maybe just need a little bit more work just to get them a little bit more reliable. But they're a great idea.
And some riders do. I mean, Bomber uses them, doesn't he? But Freddie Lindgren uses them, I think, or did. And I think there's the reason that there's a question about it is because of that environmental thing, isn't it, to do with oil and.
Yeah, I think they were good. I mean, in theory, they should work and they should be great. So they just need a few more tweaks just to get them exactly how you want them. Yeah, I think looks to me like Bomber's on one. He's been on them and using them for a long time. So and then the rear chain's still a normal chain, but the primary as a belt drive. Jan Kvech. Must be happy with his day's work at the moment. Yeah,
he's been sort of going along, hasn't he? I think what's on 8 points, I think, at the moment for Jan Kvech. 1 second place, 2 wins, and going fairly well. And looking at the top of the leaderboard as far as the individual riding is going, and Jan Kvech actually is joint top with Jakob Thorssell and Ryan Douglas at the moment as far as the individual scorers goes, and Tom Brennan currently 4th. Max Fricke, Jason Doyle, Peter Kildemand not far behind, so that situation can get sorted out as well in this next block of heats.
Yeah, and they want to be in that the end race if they can get a bit of prize money on that, or an actual prize and a holiday voucher.
Well, this is it. Jet off somewhere slightly more exotic than King's Lynn, if such a place exists. I've heard it might.
I can't comment on that, so I'll be in trouble again.
Let's head over to the pits right now, and Rory Schlein.
Cheers, Ian. Well, I've got a guy down here that if you don't recognise the face, you have to go back to, I'd say, the mid-90s, late 90s, and chief mechanic with a young bullet, Billy Hamill.
Yeah. 1991 till 2002.
Krager. Thanks for talking to us, mate. Just quickly, mate, we were talking a bit earlier about, obviously, Tom, on the PGR and that, and running boxes for the first time on them.
Yeah, we just thought we'd try one. This is a kind of meeting you want to try stuff in, so decided that we'd try the box on here because we'd been running it on a different type of engine before with some success, but never managed to use it on this engine yet, so this is a testing day for us.
A lot more technical now, obviously, with the mapping and stuff like that. A lot of people relate Speedway to very basic, just sprockets, gearing, carburation and ignition. Now with the ignition getting a little bit more in depth in the technology side of things with the mapping systems like the motocross and super motard bikes, is there a lot more you can do with it?
Yeah, there is quite a lot you can do with it, but I think the biggest problem is you can confuse yourself a lot with it as well. These are quite simple motorbikes compared to like a super bike or a MotoGP bike or even a motocross bike now. But if you kind of understand a little bit of where you're going with it, I think you can actually make quite an impression on the way it delivers the power. So that's what we're aiming to do. Obviously we've got a bit of experience with stuff like that nowadays. So yeah, we're here experimenting.
No worries. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that insight, mate, and enjoy for the rest of the night. Back to you, Ian.
Cheers, Rory. Ready for action in heat number 13. Jody SCOTT off the inside. Chris Harris in blue from gate number 2. Peter Kildemand from gate number 3 in red, and off the outside in white is Louis Kerr. And away from the start, Peter Kildemand makes a good drop there. Ahead of the rest of the pack. Bomber going wide, drops to the back actually because Louis Kerr forces his way into 3rd place. Louis Kerr and Jody SCOTT, Bomber out the back, and Peter Kildemand for the Swindon Robins here looking for 3 valuable points.
Great start by Peter. Now Bomber's trying to get back up the inside now of Louis. He made it committed to the outside, it just didn't quite work. He's going to have another go now. Just going to trying to build his speed up. He may well get Louis now coming in here. Jody SCOTT, brilliant start from the youngster, and he's in there mixing it again.
Yeah, Jody SCOTT here looking to pick up a couple of points here on for his tally, and a couple of points for the Wolverhampton Wolves as well, and help keep them in the game in this final block of heats into the final lap. Peter Kildemand, though, looking for 3 points to further close the gap for the Swindon Robins in this tournament.
Oh, it's getting greasy out there now. I think that's, you can see the boys are struggling a little bit. But yeah, Kildamand's taking the win. And yeah, another good 2 points from Jody SCOTT. That's put him on 4, I think, for the night, so 3 or 4, so fair play to him.
Yeah, Jody SCOTT actually, I think on 3 points by the look of it. Yeah, 3 points for Jody SCOTT, which, considering being drafted in at late notice and the competition is up against, not a bad effort at all, you have to say. And here's a look back at the start of the heat there, and Peter Kildemand making a decent drop. I did hear it sound what sounded like a bike being ridden by somebody in a red helmet colour that seemed to be warming the tyre slightly there before the start. But maybe that's just my hearing, I don't know.
Get on the phone to the ref.
It should be on that door there.
Yeah,
I
but
think the rules are out the window a bit in this meeting.
Yeah, it's for fun and entertainment, but Peter's rode really well today. He's had a little bit of time off the bike, got back over into England last year, and doubling up this year. He could have a really big year if he carries on like that, and Bellevue and Berwick, so he's got a lot of racing over here. And
yeah, certainly a big season for Peter Kildemand actually, but showing what he's capable of doing, and I think for Berwick as well on their front, they brought in Peter Kildemand and Nick Morris, and really started getting going, and they're starting the season with them this year. Could be a different proposition for them.
Yeah, and they sort of will provide a lot of entertainment around Berwick. It's the sort of track that suits Peter, and yeah, they're and Nick. I mean, Nick's an exciting rider. He's always fully committed, and I mean, I love Berwick. It's probably my favourite track to ride on, and yeah, had great times there, racing for them myself. So yeah, they'll provide a lot of entertainment this year.
Okay, on to heat number 14 now. 3 riders only. Mads Korneliussen in red from gate number 1 for the Swindon Robins. For the Wolves, it's Sam Masters, gate number 2 in yellow. Ben Cook in white from gate 3 for the Pirates. Very close at the top here. The Wolves leading away on 22 points. POOLE Pirates in second place on 20. Swindon Robins on 19. And the Kingsland Stars sitting this one out, of course, as well, due to the injury to Niels Kristian Iversen. Into that first corner, good start from Ben Cook, makes a decent gate, try and keep himself clean and out of trouble, I think, in this one, and he's pulling away down the back straight ahead of Sam Masters, who's in second place here for the Wolves, and this could be 3 big points for the Pirates.
Yeah. Ben Cook's really stepped up in his last 2 rides. They're 2 great starts now. You can see the boys are real struggling. They're struggling for grip here, so you know the ones that are going out later on are going to be detuning their bikes massively now because it's really greasy out there. But Ben's getting a lovely ride. Mads, is he going to come past Sammy here? Sticking out the inside, he's going to get Sammy, I reckon.
Certainly keeping it round the line.
Mads,
nice
what a ride.
Mads Korneliussen up the inside of Sam Masters down the back straight.
Mads rode a lot of years at Newport, he's used to it.
Yeah, well, this will be a nice day in Newport many days of the year.
Yeah. He's having a great ride, man. I thought Mads has rode brilliant tonight.
Mads Korneliussen then into second place, Ben Cook in third, and this is going to be a valuable win for the POOLE Pirates. Ben Cook claiming the 3 points, Mads Korneliussen popping a wheelie over the line as well.
I bet he's had a great day, Mads. Back on the bike after this long, and yeah, really mixing it up.
As you say, I'll be getting signed up.
Yeah, I think Northampton should be on the phone to him.
So.
Oh, it's close at the top now.
It's very close at the top now. 2 teams on the same amount of points. POOLE and Wolves level pegging, 23 points apiece. 2 heats left. The Swindon Robins now in third place, and the Kingsland Stars in fourth. And obviously the situation there with Niels Kristian Iversen, they really have dropped off since that crash in the early stages of the meeting in the second block of heats, and they've gone from leading the competition to now being in fourth place. But for the POOLE Pirates, they've gone the opposite way. They've gone from being down the bottom for the first, 3 heats. They were in fourth place. Now level pegging with Wolves, heading into this final couple of heats here, all to race for. And even then, the Swindon Robins are in striking distance still as well.
Oh, I'm sure Roscoe's been in Raz's ear, getting him fired up, because he's not had the best day so far, Razza. So yeah, if he can pop out the start and get a bit of fresh air, I think you'll see a different rider.
Yeah, Rasmus JENSEN back over here. Good to see him racing once again. Here's the lineup for heat number 15, and it's Tom Brennan in white from gate number 1 for the POOLE Pirates. Rasmus JENSEN in red from gate number 2. Gate 3 in yellow is Ryan Douglas. Jan Kvech off the outside gate in blue for the Kingsland Stars. And certainly some riders here are going well on the individual scorecard as well. Particularly Jan Kvech and, Tom Brennan, Ryan Douglas, all in the sort of the top 5 or so of the individual scores as well, which, if we get to that grand final individual heats, this could be a key heat to separate that out as well.
There's a bit more tyre warming going on.
There is. It's the Swindon riders as well. Away from the start then into this first corner, and Ryan Douglas just getting over Rasmus JENSEN there, but JENSEN bursting up the inside, Douglas round the outside, and Ryan Douglas for the Wolverhampton Wolves into the lead, and Tom Brennan trying to get into the mix as well for the POOLE Pirates here. He needs to really get around Rasmus JENSEN of the Swindon Robins.
Tom's going to go wide. He's going to have He's going to get round. Oh, he's got round. That's a great ride. Round the outside. Now he's going to try and hunt down Dougie and get round the outside of him as well.
Tom Brennan from third place into second, now attacking for the lead here, getting around Ryan Douglas. And this could be an incredible ride from Tom Brennan. And Tom Brennan third to first.
Well done, Tom. He showed it. He showed all the boys there with the line to be on. He's going to pull away now. He's the first one to get back in the dirt. He keeps his wheels in line, lovely. He's not losing any speed on the bends.
And we heard from Craig Cummings there, and obviously his son is Tom's mechanic, and we saw the laptop plugged into the bike saying this is a new bit of equipment that they're trying out. Seems to be working pretty well.
Yeah, so Kyle's probably set that then, that the timing of the engine drops a little bit just as he's coming off the bends. But I mean, he's riding the bike really well as well. He's one of the modern day riders that's got a lot of throttle control. He's certainly not a throttle jockey.
Well,
another brilliant wheelie for him.
I guess he grew up around the like Eastbourne and so on as well, didn't you? Where you needed those skills. Here's a look back at the move again from Tom Brennan round Ryan Douglas.
He's controlled, controlled, and that's a tricky move there. You're struggling for grip, and he's gone for a very small gap to get around Dougie.
Well done to Tom Brennan, 3 points there, and that puts the POOLE Pirates in the lead. And how many times have we seen the Pirates come from nowhere just to be in the lead right at the right point in the season? And looks to be Midlow is getting his eye in again here. Disastrous start. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
I'm sure everyone will hear about it if he wins again.
Just another trophy in his collection of 46 or whatever it is. On to heat number 16. Is this the big one?
Yeah, Sweet 16.
This is the big one, isn't it? So this is all the number ones. Unfortunately, we don't have Freddie Lindgren with us. It was going to be an all Grand Prix lineup, this one, but this is heat 16. But nonetheless, it's top stars in action.
And Jakob Thorssell's been flying, so...
Yeah. So here is the lineup, which will really speak for itself. Sweet 16, Jason Doyle, gate number 1 in red for the Swindon Robins. Jakob Thorssell in yellow, gate number 2 for the Wolverhampton Wolves. Max Fricke in blue for the Kings Lynn Stars from gate 3. And from gate number 4 in white for the POOLE Pirates, the world number 2, Brady KURTZ. And 3 of these riders will be going into the Speedway Grand Prix Series. Jason Doyle's definitely not warming his tyre at the start there.
They've all 4 have done it.
Away we go into this first corner, and Jason Doyle does make a good start, holding that inside line here, Jason Doyle, but Max Fricke is in second place, and Max Fricke trying to turn up the heat on the former world champion ahead of him, Jason Doyle. Max Fricke right round the back of Jason Doyle. We're going to race down this home straight here between these two, but Doyle holding on.
Great start from Doyle. Now he's going to get on that wide line, and I think he's pulled away now. That was a brilliant ride. Max Fricke's going to settle down in second place. The race is on at the back now.
Yeah, there is a race opening up at the back as well here between Jakob Thorssell and Brady KURTZ. And Brady KURTZ is the rider that has it all to do. He's now switching to that inside line as well. Can he cut underneath Jakob Thorssell here in the closing stages?
He needs it for the win. The POOLE Pirates will win if Brady can overtake Jakob here.
Into the final lap, Jason Doyle for the Swindon Robins. Heading on course for 3 points here, but this battle between Brady KURTZ and Jakob Thorssell is the key one, and Thorssell's blocking out Brady KURTZ at the moment. Brady KURTZ up the inside of Jakob Thorssell. Can he make it stick on the run to the line? He's taking a look over his shoulder. Thorssell back up the inside to the line. A dramatic finish there. The Pirates had it won, and then they didn't.
What do we do now? Race off? Chuck him out.
A wrestling match, perhaps, on the centre green. Who knows? Well, good finish to that race. Let's have a look back at it once again.
You can see how they're struggling for grip. Brady's made the move, but then he's got no grip to hold him up and drifted right wide. Jakob's cut straight back. And we're level.
We're level.
Level at the top.
POOLE Pirates and Wolves, 26 points now. And Swindon 23, Kings Lynn 21. So, yeah, we need to have I'm not sure there was a particular plan for the event of a level contest like that, but we will find out in shortly what's going to happen there. But there's Jason Doyle. Looks like he's got a smile on his face anyway.
Doyle happy now he's had a win. I'm sure Roscoe's obviously told him what to do for that one.
Yeah, well, it is the Swindon team we've seen tyre warming though, isn't it? They started it.
They started it, yeah, that's Roscoe. We'll put it, fine Roscoe.
Let's look at the scores then, and SWINDON Robins there. Jason Doyle getting the win, 8 points for him, 8 also for Peter Kildemand, 5 Mads Korneliussen, Rasmus JENSEN on 4. For the Kings Lynn Stars, tough afternoon. Niels, Kristian, Iversen out through injury early on, but strong performances from Jan Kvech and Max Fricke. Bodes well for the Kings Lynn Stars overall because they're in the team, as Chris Harris, who's always been getting stuck in. POOLE Pirates, Tom Brennan has been the star man there for the Pirates. And for the Wolverhampton Wolves, Ryan Douglas and Jakob Thorssell very much leading the way. So 26 points apiece in the regular meeting. We've got the riders coming down to the tapes now for the 250cc race while we work out what happens next.
And hopefully this is another great race like we see earlier on from these boys.
We did see a good race earlier. And away from the tapes we go, and there is Archie Rolfe again out there, and Kasper Kluzniak was the rider who was in the mix last time as well, and looking to have a bit of a repeat of that, I think.
Yeah, Archie, they were looking at each other. As soon as they dropped the clutch, they were both looking at each other going in the first bend. But Archie Rolfe, he's got straight in the dirt after his start, and he's on the fastest line.
Yeah, these riders are a few years away yet from getting on board a 500cc in a Premiership or a Championship match, but as we've seen, riders like Will Cairns, like Cooper Rushen now, who will be old enough to ride in this meeting in a week or two, you know, this is where it begins, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great for them now that they've got. I mean, this wasn't a series like this about when I was younger. I'd have loved it to have been, so I had to go into motocross like a lot of the kids all went into the grass track scene. But yeah, for them to get this time on the bike, we've got a lot of good youngsters going through, and you know, a lot of credit that's got to go to Vatch and stuff for everything he's put on, getting the series going, and the work they do in that respect. But look, Archie Rolfe is flying around.
And even looking at the lineup today, like, you know, Tom Brennan being an example, you know, he was one of these kids, younger than this actually, when he was first in this series. So you can see where the progression is and where it ends up, you know. And obviously we want more, but every country wants more riders.
But the more of it you see, the more other kids will see that the other people are doing it, and their mates are doing it maybe from grass track, and they'll want to come over and get more racing, more speedway. And we need more speedway riders. We need the youngsters to be coming through, and we need to look after them probably better than we have done historically, and help them and make them want to be professional speedway riders, because we've got a shortage of riders. There's no denying that. So the more British youngsters we get through, the better.
And there's Archie Rolfe, who's bagged 2 wins from 2, but involved in some good racing a little bit earlier on with Kasper Kluzniak, who's also there in your picture, heading back into the pits right now. So the main meeting is officially done. We have yet the individual races to go, and we're going to see as well if there's any way of deciding the 4-team tournament or not. But I think the rain seems to have slowed down a little bit now, doesn't it? It doesn't seem as bad as it was.
No, I think we'll be cracking on now. Yeah, I think the rain stopped, and let's get them back out there.
We're just giving the lens a little bit of a wipe there, so you can see clearly. There you go. But we have seen some good racing throughout, and a few surprises as well. So we're just waiting for further advice now. We're going to head to the pits, and we'll speak to Rory Schlein.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, we've got Nicolai with us. Nicolai, we've had to sort of make a tough decision.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've had to call it. We had a bit of rain after the track grade. It looked great, and it's very, very greasy. And you can see that on the racing. It's not fair or safe for the riders. So they all agreed that we'll go by the result from Heat 16.
Okay, mate, no worries. But you're happy with the day. Obviously, with all the battles with the weather, crowd did turn out. And look, you can go, and I know you say you don't drink anymore, go and have a Coke, enjoy it with your family, and you can roll on 2026 this year.
Yeah, going on the bike tomorrow. I haven't done a lap yet.
Now you probably should have ridden today, shouldn't you?
But now, like, I have to thank the boys for showing up and putting on a great show and going through even when conditions and the weather wasn't the best. So yeah, it's like.
Yeah, mate, I get it.
Weight
Yeah,
on my,
yeah.
off my shoulders
But
now.
to be fair, in that I could see it in the pits. The boys were just going with it. They were sort of more or less agreeing to everything that you were asking them to do. Ideally, you know, it wasn't great towards the end there, but we got a result. The fans did turn up, like I said. Happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. The only thing I'm not happy about is obviously the mechanics race. I promoted that, but I hope you understand at home that time wasn't there to do it, and we got to do it another day.
Maybe later in the season.
Maybe later in the season, yeah.
Thanks, Nicolai. Enjoy. Thanks. Thanks, Ian. Back up to you.
Yeah, cheers, Rory. Well, there we go. Unfortunately, the meeting is ended. They were going to do some presentations now on the centre green, but I guess if the conditions are not safe, it's not a meeting where you're really going to want to go out there and risk something unnecessarily at this stage of the season, is it?
No, but it's a big shame for Nicolai. He will want everything to be absolutely perfect. That's his character and how he is. But to be honest, they've had 16 heats, 18 with the juniors. Could have been far worse. They've had some good racing, a lot of good boys on show, and yeah, they've missed out on the extra few bits that he wanted to do and would have been unique to this meeting, but you know, it could have been far worse and it could have been a washout, so he's got to be happy with it.
And that we've got the main part of the meeting through. The 4-team tournament's finished, and we've got this Midlow waddling out. I mean, that would be a bit of extra bonus comedy were Midlow to sort of tumble over slightly there, but he's all right. But we've seen good taster to open up the season, and then onto the Peter Craven Memorial. If people are going to see that tomorrow, I know they've got a live stream that Bellevue are doing as well, in case you want to watch that. A bit of a different lineup there as well. Adam Ellis, I know, has gone into the lineup. You're involved with Adam, and he's replacing Freddie Lindgren in that, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, I was catching a lift up to Bellevue, but now I've got to drive Adam's bikes up, which is a bit of a shame. I was looking forward to getting chauffeur driven up there by Doyle, but now I think I'm driving. But yeah, it's a real good lineup at Bellevue tomorrow, and always a really good meeting. So yeah, been a good day today, and Speedway season's back, and you know, hopefully it's not too much curtailed by the weather this year.
Yeah, we've got through this one, and as you say, we got through it with the riders in one piece. So we're going to, shall we stick around for the presentations, and we'll watch the presentations. Midlow having an interview with Porky on the track now. I'm not sure you can really hear that, but I think Midlow there pretty philosophical about potentially more silverware heading towards his cabinet.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants the bottle of champagne there as they drink there for him. But yeah, it's
I've never seen Midlow drink champagne. He's very much a rum and coke kind of guy. Or whiskey and coke, sorry. Whiskey and coke. Jack Daniels and coke.
But yeah, first victory of the year for Poole, and I'm sure he'll give Roscoe a bit of stick about getting another one over him.
Yeah. Well, who knows what the rest of the season will bring, but yeah, you can always rely on the Pirates being there in the shake-up at the end of any tournament.
When you look at the championship teams, they look a very strong team again, and if it wasn't working, there'll certainly be a team that makes the right changes and gets the right people in, and you know, they're going to be always fighting at the top of the honours, whichever league they are. And it's a shame they're not in the Premiership now, but yeah, they're cleaning up everything at championship level. Yeah,
certainly cleaned up pretty much more often than not. I think Glasgow won that league title. Redcar got that BSN series last year, and I think apart from that, Scunthorpe won a knockout cup, didn't they? But yeah, I think they've won the majority of everything since they moved to that level.
I don't know. I was just surprised Scunthorpe won something then.
Well, these things happen sometimes. But yeah, they won the KO Cup.
Oh, anything can happen. Rob must have had his hand in that. No, it's. I think it's. You know, there's. When you look at both leagues, when you see the strength of the teams, there could be some real good battles this year. I think the Premiership looks a lot closer than some years all throughout, and yeah, Championships always provides a lot of exciting racing. So it'll be great to watch on BSN, and I'm sure you'll do a great job commentating it on all year.
Well, we'll try. But yeah, Tom Brennan there, I think obviously he's been one of the sort of stars of the day, hasn't he? Let me just check the individual scorers. But yeah, Tom Brennan actually finished top of the scores individually with Ryan Douglas. So, you know, he's started off very well.
Big year for him now. He's going to have his first year at starting the season as a number one in the top league. Just his progression keeps going year on year on year. And you know, he's got, I mean, Toby Tobias Muslak, if he can step back up, he's one that could challenge him to be number 1 at Ipswich. But I think Tom will be in for another good year where he'll progress throughout the season, and he'll be a better rider at the end of it, and coming into next year as he is from the start of this year. So he progresses every year, and yeah, it's great to see and great for British Speedway that.
And a different way of building the team, obviously, for Ipswich now. I know you're not sort of overseeing that anymore, but from having Doyle and Emil, you know, now with Tom as the number 1, and the sort of makeup of the team is very different, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, they've got.
Does that give it more a more solid appearance throughout, though?
Yeah, I think they're probably a bit more balanced. It depends really on the reserves, whether they can step up. You need, if you're a little bit without the top ones, that you need to have a strong reserve, and yeah, so we'll see how that works out for them. But yeah, it is different. It's different. It's going to be different for the fans because they've been used to seeing Doyle for 4 years and Emil for the last 3. So, but they're still an exciting team. I think, you know, and there's maybe not so bar Bellevue. Maybe the top ends aren't quite as strong throughout the league as they have been. So, yeah, when they get teams like Bellevue in, you need to get a big lead by heat 13 and 15 and capitalise on where you're stronger, which is probably throughout the team and strength and depth. To be honest, though, last season we were strong wherever we were, and that's kind of why, because Emil and Doyle actually didn't have that great of seasons by their amazing standards, so we sort of won meetings by scoring points throughout the team, and that was something we really focused on.
Yeah, and the away performances were key, actually, because I think I'd say Bellevue, for an example. Bellevue were all right at home, but they really struggled away for a large part of the season, didn't they? And that's, you know, all adds up, doesn't it, over the course of the campaign?
Yeah, I mean, we found like where we've managed to win the meetings, which we didn't generally do at sort of like Bellevue and Sheffield, it was because we were solid throughout, not relying on Jason and Emils to get us 25 points. It was because everybody was scoring between sort of 6 to 10 points, if you like, and that was the way we sort of managed to win their meetings, where at the big teams, sort of the big teams that was there, and then yeah, at home you should be always, in Speedway, you should always have the home track advantage and be solid at home, and nobody wants to lose many home meetings.
So this is what's happening here. The fans are invited onto the centre now for the presentation. So that's what's going on here, which was obviously, I think they were hoping it would be in slightly sunnier surroundings, but that's not the way it's worked out, unfortunately. So they're just getting the fans out onto the centre green now for the presentations and the prizes and everything else, and then they'll be doing that presentation.
Well, there's a TV.
There's the TV. It's got Fire TV already installed, which is great if you want to watch any Speedway streaming, of course.
Legally.
It means you've got the legal one in there, yes, not the illegal one, which is bad, kids. Okay. Oh, and there's the TV's down.
The screen's
TV's down.
The screen's broke, but it's got the fire stick.
Yeah, the wind has claimed the TV. Well done, you've won a TV. It might be slightly second-hand. So the presentations are happening now, and Porky's herding cats here, I think, at the moment, because they're all having their own conversations on the centre.
Yeah, it's never easy getting Speedway riders to be where you want them to be.
Yeah. So the POOLE Pirates are officially declared the winners. And that has been confirmed there. So the POOLE Pirates win the day. So silverware in the cabinet once again for Midlow and the boys. Of course, only one of that lineup is a POOLE Pirate in 2026, and that's Louis Kerr. But Brady KURTZ, Ben Cook and Tom Brennan back in action in their former colours just for a day and getting a win on the board.
Oh, they'll be delighted. You know, it's a tough meeting to come to the testimonial, first meeting of the year, but they'll be all happy they've got the cobwebs blown off, first meeting under their belt, and yeah, if you start the season with a win, it's always great, and ready for things to come now for the rest of the year.
So then, here's Jakob Thorssell. And I think he's
got his holiday voucher, I believe.
Is this this is the individual? Is it?
Yeah. £500.
I mean, Jan Kvech has missed out just by there. Must be on some sort of countback. But Jakob Thorssell third, Ryan Douglas second, and the winner, top scorer of the day, I think, is going to be that man there, who gets a £1,000 holiday voucher.
Nice. In his Ipswich team suit. Well, looks like.
Yep. Does Tom realise he's trolling the Kingsland fans quite so much with that? Or
I hope so.
Take the race jacket off now.
I do hope so. That's won a lot of races round here last year, to be fair.
So Tom Brennan, top scorer, top individual scorer on the day, and a £1,000 cheque for him, a TV I think for Ryan Douglas, and it was it the £500 voucher? Yeah, £500 voucher for Jakob Thorssell as well. So Tom Brennan and Jakob Thorssell can pool the resources and go on a holiday together.
Jakob Thorssell's just blasted Nicolai with his champagne.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's getting it now. Yeah, that coat's going to need to go in the wash. Don't drive home in that, whatever you do, Nicolai. And that concludes things, I think, as far as the presentations go. It's got a photograph to take there. And the final scores. The winners of the 4-team tournament then, the POOLE Pirates, second place, the Wolverhampton Wolves, and it was the Swindon Robins third, but level on points between the Pirates and the Wolves. Kingsland Stars fourth. Thanks for joining us, and you can see the credits there. Thanks to Andy and the team at Speedway Portal for putting this on. Thanks to you for buying it, of course, as well, and joining us on this very first meeting of the 2026 Speedway season. And thanks to Richie Hawkins for getting yourself to King's Lynn, and you've been sort of lying low here a little bit, I think, under the radar in our commentary box, so it's been all right for you.
I might go and have a beer now, though.
Go and wind them up a little bit.
Go see some of my fans in the bar. But no, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
So, Richie Hawkins will be signing autographs with the King's Lynn fans shortly. Thanks for joining us from me, Ian Brannan, and the rest of the team. Have a great evening, and thanks for joining us today.